Hello.
Hello.
Here we are. Fashionably late.
So fashionably late. Well, we had a very important thing that we forgot to add to the stream.
I
also love how when we were testing our chat, Ganondoodles was just in there with the emoji. It's like, we're not even live yet!
Yeah, sorry.
Hi. Scared the shit out of me.
Yes, she did. She's like, what? We're not live.
Why am I being perceived?
We're not playing Dragon Quest, by the way.
We're not. No, she forgot.
I
She
forgot.
realised that she forgot.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I still need to save. Okay, so I never really quit this game normally with the quick save, so
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to do this. Enter adventure and now return to the session. Which is the freaking quick save one?
I have no idea.
Aha! No, that's without creating a quick save. Your progress will be there we go. This is what happens. I just play this game and it doesn't leave my Switch. It's like what?
Yeah, I'm glad that you're having a good time with this situation. Is it weird to admit you've been here since 9 p.m? That's 8 o'clock our time, yeah. I'm sorry that we're late. It happens to be that somebody gave us some really, really good images to use on the stream, which you might spot. There's a certain standard box in the corner. We realised that we'd forgotten to actually add them. I was really excited.
Same, and I was like,
but we completely forgot to put them in there. So like waiting for your favourite TV programme to start, which, you know, honestly is a big compliment. Thank you. We don't deserve it.
I don't deserve it, you do.
No. Oh, I was putting some of our first Ace Attorney streams from July up on YouTube. They're like scheduled. So I think the first one of our series actually goes live on YouTube tomorrow.
If you want to relive our delightful experiences.
Yeah.
I like how YouTube really was obsessed with Shamspear. In the 5 seconds he was in that case, it was like, this, I must have this for the. Yeah,
literally in the Garadeb's case where what's her name? Olive got the knife in the back. And you know, we remember that Shamspear and Mr. Meter Man were on screen for like 3 seconds. Yeah, that is the image that YouTube kept pulling from like the auto-generated images.
Yeah,
just Shamspear in both of them. I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna start with Shamspear. Bruh. But nah, I do not like listening to myself doing the voices.
I get it, but
well, because I was trying to write like a little bit of a I think potentially because it's pretty colourful, and it's also, I think it pulls from a certain part of the video.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's so bad. listening to yourself, reading funny voices. I don't know how people do it. But yeah. Socket says I've improved since we've been doing it.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. But anyway. Yeah! Time to find out how sus things continue.
Mm-hmm.
Super duper sussy. Okay, we got an ad soon because apparently we forgot to run an ad.
Oh, I never forgot something.
While we were waiting, but that's okay because we remembered to put the live fan Zieks reaction.
Yeah, that's
actually,
the most important one.
technically, he's currently, I don't know, he's just sitting in his house, I guess.
Yeah,
no,
actually,
wait, he's in jail.
You know what?
He's not in his.
Is it?
No.
No, you don't want me to take it away?
Well, I mean, you could do if you want. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, he's not here actually.
We'll
so
definitely remember to bring it back up in court.
Yeah. Once we're back.
Sitting in his jail cell at facepalm.
I mean, to be fair, I think that's about right.
But I would like everybody to know that I was going through and Iris, when she first showed up, I did not know how to read her. I was like, okay, cool, we got the Lolita crew in here. But I was like, well, you're very naughty. You ran off like that. And I was like, that's not... naughty, running off. Why did I voice Iris like she was some kind of tiny pink-haired washerwoman? I don't... What's wrong? You've really seen such a pleasant hobby voice actor. No, because you're not talking about me, because that's too much accolade.
Do keep complimenting her. She doesn't get nearly enough compliments.
It makes me so embarrassed. I love them, but also no. Well, also thank you. I really appreciate it.
Shall we start talking to Iris?
Holy!
So you can start off with
voice her like a washerwoman. Well, I was training my voice yesterday, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were.
Singing popular at you. Like an opera.
I dare you.
I'm not doing it. No.
It's just a special kind of torture only I receive everyone.
I don't think nobody needs to hear me say anything.
You say that.
Yeah, I do say that. Hang on, I'm gonna need
I believe in you.
I was fully prepared for you to spend a little bit more time finishing up what you were doing in Dragon Quest.
Don't!
No, it's
I'm
fine.
efficient!
Yeah, you are. Yep. I just wasn't prepared. So, how did it go in court this morning?
Well, we still don't know the truth about what really happened, but one thing's increasingly clear. Lord Van Zieks definitely didn't do it.
Oh, goody! Yes, that's right.
He's still gonna get convicted for it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's definitely gonna get convicted for it, but we know he's innocent.
Kazuma and his hate boner are still there.
Oh boy, yeah. We managed to uncover several new facts as well. Oh, really? That's betting Judgy's been replaced by Strongheart now. Oh, that even occurred to me.
Shit. That... Oh... Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening.
Oh no, I don't like that.
He is officially a judge. Yeah, I keep forgetting that's a thing.
Shit, yeah.
And I don't like that.
Oh, I can't believe it hadn't occurred to me. That's something that could happen.
Literally never. Never thought of that.
Yep. And there's another development too. Kazuma.
Yes, it's quite clear now. But Kazuma-sama is not himself.
I mean,
Yeah, we're at the point where Van Zieks is like the most sus because of our... Yeah. We're getting very close to his not Pokemon villain secrets. We are, yeah. I thought the last judge was corrupt, just you wait. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Strongheart's probably more on the ball than this judge, but considerably more corrupt. Like, the last one was just incompetent, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless that was a front. He's off Roger in the fireworks girl.
Why do you have to remind me of that?
The way he's acting, it's almost as if he's possessed. Yeah, he's behind Alcyon. Judge is corrupt but a bit short-sighted and into fireworks.
Certainly is. I know, I mean, at the end of the proceedings earlier, He was like a bloodhound, the way he was chasing down Mr. Vigil's forgotten past.
Of course they'd bang and gets thrown out of court. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny.
He's not normal, he's so mercilessly persistent. Well, perhaps you didn't quite know him that way, like, you know.
I'm still hoping that we get to use our counters at some point.
I hope so. I'm still
somebody
hoping.
Just gives him a full crate of his hallowed chalices in prison, so that we can just see him be like, okay, well, I might be accused of murder, but I can still smash some glasses. It's not going to stop me. I want that. Will someone smash a desk? No, we're all far too civilized for that, I think. Sholmes might.
Sholmes might, but that's not on purpose.
Do you think anything Sholmes does isn't on purpose? Because I can't tell. I cannot.
This Sholmes is a real mystery.
Yeah. We really had it all in that courtroom. We haven't had it all yet. We've had a flaming omnibus.
Yeah. What's going on in his head, I wonder? I really need to sit down with Kazuma and try to understand what he's going through, even. Yes, let's go talk to him. Do we get to... I wonder if he's still hanging out at Van Zieks' place.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
That'd be awkward! I was like, hey, Kazuma!
Does he have anywhere else to live, do you think?
I don't know. Strongheart assigned him
I
after
suppose.
all.
But yeah, like Van Zieks isn't using it. So you might as well.
Like, yeah, he's just taking over, like...
Yeah. And considering how everyone on both sides punches the table when making a point, you're sure it's at least bent. That's a good point. Yeah. Cracked in the middle. Splinters. You think silly moments aren't on purpose, like the really silly moments.
Like, I think he might be genuinely upset about his hair.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, fair. Like the really, really dumb stuff. Like I think he wasn't, for example, intending Susato not to realise that he was pretending to be one of the
that he wanted us to.
Policemen outside the court. That was, you're right.
No, you're right. Yeah.
You're sure he's deliberately annoyed? Yes.
The Reaper's innocence.
in Van Zieks' chair. Yeah, he's just sitting there, drinking out of his hallowed chalice.
That's
the audacity! With the Lion and the Witch and the audacity of that bitch. Sorry, Karen.
If Gregson was really murdered the day before his body was discovered, then Lord Van Zieks has to be innocent, you see.
What? The day before?
Yeah, it's because we were banging, and I know that's illegal at this point in time. But! So we can't take it into the courts to prove his innocence!
Yeah. And not smashing them. Not smashing the chalices!
Oh. This is cleaning them up and reusing them.
Washing them up!
In Van Zieks' house! Oh, the humanity.
Well, that should be easy enough to work out just by examining the corpse, surely.
Yes, you would expect so, but curiously...
For some reason, all the coroners that are currently doing their jobs are
No, for some
leaving
reason,
out details.
Yeah, all the coroners working for Lord Stronghort are mysteriously bad at their jobs in interesting new ways.
No time of death was included in the autopsy report.
Do you think Zieks has non-throwing glasses in the same way we bring out the good china for Christmas? No, because they haven't brought out plastic non-shatter sippy cups yet. Because plastic's not really a thing.
Yeah.
And I think that he maybe has like that reflex action. I think at this point he actively has to get like glasses that are deliberately made for throwing. Because the reflex action, anytime something irritates him, like, oh, I dropped a pea on the floor from my plate. Oh, yeet! Oh, there goes another one.
So what we're saying is that Van Zieks needs like those baby cups?
Yeah. He needs one of those non-shatter sippy cups that you give to babies so that when they throw it off their high chair, they're okay. Yeah. But I don't think plastic gets invented in that way in his lifetime. So I guess he's SOL. Maybe like a metal tankard with a lid.
I was just thinking, yeah.
Like one of those Oktoberfest cups.
What did they use for children? In I guess glass bottles, right? With like.
Oh yeah, they had glass bottles because they were easily sterilizable theoretically, as far as I'm aware. Except when they had like rubber bits on them.
What did they use as baby bottles in Victoria's?
I mean, I think they did actually use glass. There was a whole thing about like, we don't even have Bakelite yet. Yeah. Sure, Sholmes does. He's just whipped it up in his like backroom chemistry lab. Yeah, there was a whole thing I was watching a while ago where they were talking about how some of the baby bottles that they came out were supposed to be really good for babies drinking, but they had all these little bits and pieces of glass which you actually couldn't sanitize properly. So babies just died. Sholmes has scomalite. Scomalite.
Yeah.
I hate that, thank you.
Did we? I forget if we checked this already.
What did we check?
Your current line.
What am I answering? I forget.
Just curious.
I know what I'm saying, but I don't know what I'm saying.
We're talking about the autopsy report data being.
Yeah, no, I haven't said that yet.
No.
What
What was that?
did I use that for?
Life collapse of society. On the
Yeah,
screen.
no, it's fine. What was I using this for? Huh?
What is that?
Well, it's one of the
Why do you have a wooden plank?
Okay. Yeah. See, that's what I want to know.
Why is there a wooden plank lying here?
Okay, so do you remember when we dismantled our previous bed slats?
Yeah.
And I was left with a load of pine slats.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's one of those. But I don't remember why it's under my desk. I remember I used it for something. But what the hell did I use it for? Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but why did I? Huh? Sockets just goes sideways now. I wouldn't be surprised though. This is officially a part of our bed from like 10, 12 years ago that was dismantled. It's proper IKEA pine, this is. But why is it under my desk? It doesn't matter, but that's what I knocked over, sorry. It's just, there we go.
Well, I'm glad.
Why
glad
am I
we got
like
this.
this? Why am I like this? I don't know. Oh yeah, that's what I was also doing. I was trying to get the stream manager up so I could actually scroll through chat because I've been reading it off Socket's monitor and when it pings up, I can't see the old ones.
There are multiple.
Some baby bottles probably were made of lead. I think everything was made of lead. You just put it in your baby's mouth because it tasted nice and an essential part of the setup.
Well, maybe Van Zieks is a kind of. Oh.
What?
I ended up like looking up what baby bottle, like the evolution of baby bottles. And then...
I don't want to be anywhere near your ad recommendations for like the next week. It's gonna be like Pampers and.
Well, I don't have historical baby bottles. Like,
I was about to say Iams, but you don't feed that to babies. What's happened?
Well, maybe not like, she got kittens.
Oh, meow.
Checks out better. She's a certain age range. Although Google doesn't actually know my gender,
Google
and
doesn't.
it pisses it the fuck off.
Really funny.
It doesn't know what to do.
I get such targeted lady ads, and you just get like everything.
Yeah, everything. It just keeps throwing things at me.
What were you saying about baby bottles?
Well, in 1860, the long tube feeding bottle responded to this demand, and this demand being like products that were tough, practical, and inexpensive.
Is that the one that looks kind of like a kidney?
I don't know, the glass flask equipped with a rubber tube allowed the infant to more or less feed itself.
That
which
thing
killed people, didn't it?
Yeah, that thing killed babies because you couldn't sanitize the tube properly.
Oh yeah, although initially acclaimed for its practical nature, this killer tube was banned in 1910.
Yeah. That's the one I was talking about.
It proved to be a real breeding ground for bacteria.
Gee, how about that?
But with the arrival of molded glass, in particular heat-resistant Pyrex in 1924, came straight feeding bottles, which were graduated and fitted with rubber teats. So you know.
Can you say that?
No, I mean, we can talk
Yeah.
about birds.
True.
Is this
yes.
my accent? You can't ban me for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically
Fascinating.
Pyrex.
So
was,
are we establishing that Van Zieks has Pyrex? Pyrex breaks though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, although old borosilicate glass was a lot better than new borosilicate glass.
Yeah.
I still think what we need to do is give him like a metal tankard and
Yeah, I think
Pyrex
that's
like
still the best.
I can't speak. Pyrex breaks cleaner though. You are
So I
you're
guess
right.
it just causes less cleaning potentially for.
And I
weaker
suppose that it's less if he's drinking from it and then yeeting it.
stuff.
His chalice is a Pyrex. They might well be. It's a good point.
Yeah.
He's just like an early borosilicate pioneer. Pioneer, if you will.
Yeah, apparently bakelite wasn't really a thing until the Second World War.
Yes.
No.
No.
What really gets me is that this article goes on. I'll stop after this, I promise. The French manufacturer, I guess his name is Raymond, but I don't know, used this Belgian invention from 1946 to create rings with a view to fitting the teat on the neck of the bottle without actually touching the teat. From the 1960s, the ring, the body of the feeding bottle, and the teat protector began to be manufactured out of polypropylene. Is that?
Polypropylene.
Thank you. Anyway, it's
Very
like
well.
this whole article just keeps going on about teat protection.
To be fair, baby bottles are one of those things that we just need as
Yeah.
a society.
Yes.
And because they are so inconvenient to use, and babies are so needy,
Yeah.
I actually find baby bottle production and design quite fascinating.
So did I, until I had to work a couple of years.
Oh, and the company that shall not be named that also manufactures things
Yeah.
like that with
Yeah, it's
rubber
one of
rings
the
and
biggest-
bits and
yeah,
pieces,
one
and
of the
also
main-
sanitizing stuff, right?
Yeah, one of the leading milk. Yes.
But primarily the sanitization and the bottle part.
Both. The whole package.
But, yeah, but not
But
the
yeah.
not the milk bit.
No, they don't produce fake.
They don't produce fake milk.
No.
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 Well, thankfully, real milk, because imagine. But yeah, no. Excuse me.
Oh!
I wasn't done.
Do you want the line here? It is.
That is curious.
Sorry for going off on a tangent there.
Very much.
There are still unanswered questions about Lord Van Zieks.
Yeah, I think
though,
we
aren't there?
answered quite
Just-
a few of them right now, though.
Do you mean?
I mean, what was he doing there on Fresno Street that day in the first place? Yeah, you would have thought that. I mean, he couldn't tell us. He was like,
No, but
Well, according to the man's testimony.
if you can call it that.
misheard fate is vape, which is something you don't want. Please don't vaporize milk. Oh God, no. No vape milk either, please. I imagine that would work out about as well as the SodaStream milk. Possibly worse. Be good, kids.
He said he was investigating Inspector Gregson, didn't he?
Yeah. And it turns out that little room was actually the inspector's secret office.
It really wasn't.
No.
I thought we established that.
I-
I thought we established that wasn't the inspector's secret
No,
office.
no,
oh
we
no,
said-
because he
because
kind
he
of
does.
shared it.
Yeah, they
with,
shared it.
with
Like he would
Liffey.
visit, and then they would talk about
What's his name?
what he does.
Daily Vigil.
Yeah, Daily Vigil. Yes.
Ooh, that sounds like it has all the makings of a wonderfully devilish plot.
But then, why was the notice board in there covered in all those particular papers? Papers about cases with a link to the Reaper. I'm starting to get a bad feeling about all this.
Oh dear, that sounds more like something horribly devilish.
I mean, some people are just interested and fascinated by
right?
this. Like, don't like maybe they just had a little Reaper fan group there.
It's true. Or maybe they were trying to work out who the Reaper actually was.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
We must start by looking into Inspector Gregson's movements of late.
Well, must be.
For some reason, I'm having real trouble today with Susato. I keep trying to turn her into Iris.
Yeah.
So
Gregson's movements.
she's got a cold or something, I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense, you know, it's... I never imagined I might have to be investigating an inspector's movements.
Well, according to the entry in his diary, he was carrying out an incognito investigation of the Red-Headed League the day before his death.
Yeah, maybe Sholmes can help us out, huh?
Do you think Greggy was onto who the Reaper was and it was the actual professor?
I think the professor is dead.
I was gonna say, given that the person that we think the professor was
Yeah.
is officially dead,
Like,
I think no, but I think Gregson probably either suspected or knew who the actual Reaper was.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think. Because he's got to be more involved in this.
Yeah. And but also, like, for
And
example...
I'm still not 100% sure that it wasn't the Red Reaper wasn't Gregson in the first place,
No,
actually.
quite. I the reason as well why I think the professor is dead because the victims picked are completely different between the two. Like,
Yeah.
one of them just picked out the scum in
Yeah.
the high ups
Yeah.
of society, upper society. The Reaper just goes for scumbags.
Yeah,
That get
not
away with it.
necessarily upper society.
No, exactly. Any scumbags that get away with it. Yep.
Like, I'm just... Yeah, like I said, the fact that... One of the reasons that I think it's Gregson is a shit reason, and it's because Gregson is, like, the last person that you think of.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, Iris, to be fair, is the last person I think of. But,
Oh my
you
God.
know. But also, Gregson has been involved in every single one of our cases,
Mhm.
and the people that we've actually proved innocent haven't died.
Mhm.
And yeah, okay, you can say that that's because, what's his name? Thingamy went back to Japan. Natsume. Mr. Natsume went back to Japan, and, oh my god, what's his name? The inventor.
Oh, Hairbrain.
Hairbrain, yeah. He went back to Germany.
Mhm.
But Ginny's still there.
Mhm.
And we proved her innocent as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
So she didn't... Yes, she got off from the case. Like, she got proved innocent.
Yeah.
But we actually proved her innocent. It wasn't just a case of, like... oh my god, why can't I think properly today? Holy moly, this is driving me up the wall. What's it called? Where you... Reasonable doubt.
Oh yeah.
It's not like we actually just proved reasonable doubt in these cases,
No.
and that's why they didn't get convicted.
No,
We
no,
actively proved who the killer was,
Yeah.
or the attacker was, or whatever, who was responsible in every case, and proved our clients innocent 100%, except McGilded, who doesn't count because he was murdered by Eggy anyway.
Yes.
But what was I saying?
We were talking about the Reaper and why we...
Oh yeah, and Gregson took Ginny under his wing.
Mhm.
Yeah, McThingary's Bernie bus. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, and Gregson then took Ginny under his wing.
Mhm.
And either that was because he knew who the Reaper was,
Mhm.
or he knew that she would be okay.
Yeah.
Because potentially the Reaper was... I don't know. Because yeah, he was... and then he always worked alone, and he always knew who the criminals were, and I don't know. I just have a feeling that it was either Gregson or it was somebody Gregson knew. And I think at this point, they're not going to introduce somebody else to us.
No.
So it has to be one of the people that we know.
Yeah.
And like Dio keeps saying, like, they don't reckon that it's Strongheart.
Mhm.
Because why would he do his own dirty work?
Yeah.
So, who else do we actually know? Unless it's like the kid of Dr. Scythe. But I think that would be like really weird.
Mhm.
But pretty much every single other person who I think it could be is either dead or out of the picture now.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of going like, was it actually Gregson though? But yeah, why was she introduced? It was so weird. They could have just cut that bit out if they
Yeah.
weren't going to use her.
Yeah.
Unless she's the one now doing the coronering. We're running out of cases for her to get relevant in, though, right?
Yeah, and the kid as well.
That's what I meant. The kid.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Sorry, I thought for a second
It's
you meant.
really odd.
Like, yeah.
She's obviously older than Iris,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, you mean he was doing the same as Hurley?
Sorry, I was like, Iris, a lost sibling.
No,
Well,
right?
Mr. Sholmes was trying to apply, whereas the inspector was supposed to be investigating.
Could imagine if it was a lost sibling.
Nothing is crazy.
They're both as smart, after all.
Yeah.
One of them's just a little crazy.
Yeah.
I do wish it had been the other way around.
Anyway, as it turns out, the inspector who went to investigate the Red-Headed League that day wasn't actually Gregson at all. It was Mr. Vigil, in possession of Gregson's identification. It's nice to have this recap.
Yeah, I was
actually.
going to
This
say,
time I'm like,
this is
oh!
a really handy recap to have at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what that sounds like to me? Establishing an alibi. Oh my! Yes, you're absolutely right, Iris.
But why would Gregson need an alibi?
It would appear that the inspector had something to do that he wished to keep secret. I don't believe it. I always thought he was just a harmless lover of fish and chips.
But perhaps they were seasoned with something a little more potent than salt and vinegar. To be honest, the vinegar is pretty deadly.
I mean, that's pretty deadly, but that just sounds like he's making some kind of weird, like, drug reference.
Yes. Yes.
I think perhaps we should try to move away from food analogies.
Well, anyway, if Lord Van Zieks felt the need to investigate Gregson.
Yes, I agree. We must try to find out what he knows.
Mr. Vigil's condition. Oh yeah, how's the man doing?
Oh yeah.
Vigil, you say?
He kind of just passed out after we made
did,
him
didn't he?
remember everything.
Isn't that the name of the lady who came to visit Hurley yesterday? That's right. To ask Mr. Sholmes if he would help her to find her missing husband.
Only Mr. Sholmes completely passed the buck to us. Actually, didn't you say that Mr. Vigil had been taken to hospital? Do you know which one? We only have one hospital in this game.
Ah, it's St. Sinners.
I'm very surprised. I'm starting to wonder if all the other hospitals in London have closed down. Oh.
But that's amazing, Bruno! You found the lady's husband already!
Well, I suppose I have. By accident.
And 10 years ago, while Mr. Vigil was the chief warder at the prison, he was responsible for overseeing the professor's incarceration.
His honest page got stuck.
Uh-huh.
No!
So when the convict escaped, he was held responsible and immediately dismissed. Yeah.
Oh, sometimes I really don't want to grow up.
There's more. For 10 years after that, while he was ostensibly working as a peddler, he also had another secret job. He was paid by Gregson to be his stand-in, to impersonate the inspector.
To impersonate Gregsy? But why?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh, Ginny was right. I'm starting to think all adults are up to no good now. Including you, Bruno.
I haven't paid anyone to impersonate me.
That means he has ties to the Professor and to Inspector Gregson, though. So I do think we ought to pay a visit to Mr. Vigil, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. We shouldn't be talking about this.
No, right?
Technically, definitely not to a 10-year-old.
No,
like,
right? Although, I mean, Iris is mostly trustworthy, but at the same time, she does write books for a living.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Like you said, closed court for theoretically, yeah. Were NDAs a thing back in now? Because I feel like some form of an NDA must have existed,
Yeah.
right?
Back to Saint Sinners then. Are we not
I mean,
gonna
to be
check
fair,
in
if
for Zieks?
Sholmes knows about it, Iris might well know about it anyway. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, her new story out tomorrow.
Secrets.
Turns out there's a secret recording playing the Prime Minister or something. Yeah, honestly.
The Warden and the Reaper.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's clear what we need to do, isn't it? Let us investigate, my dear fellows. Oh, Iris, you're even more enthusiastic than usual today. If anyone has anything to hide, my special Wilson shooting iron will soon set them straight.
That water pistol.
It's stuffed full of a piping hot extra special blend of mine.
Is that the blend that they'd normally be giving to Gregson? I think she just
Yeah.
instead of putting it in the thermos flask and giving it to Gregson, she's now just put it in a gun.
That's one way to get your revenge, eh?
How else am I supposed to use this up now? Then I'm sure it will be very effective.
Face melting acid tea.
Yay.
I think Gregson could probably have it, considering his man didn't seem to have heartburn eating that many fish and chips. I think his stomach was kind of invincible, if I'm honest.
If whoever killed him didn't get him, his arteries would.
I'd better be careful not to hide anything. Well, it feels a little strange that Mr. Sholmes is nowhere to be seen, but still. Let's go and see what we can find out.
Yes. Yes.
Which of you two?
Oh.
Is there anything weird to examine? Probably not. I don't want to go through all this.
There's nothing that jumps out at me
No.
newly.
If I wanted achievements, I should be doing this, but I don't want to. Don't.
You're not gonna 100% complete the game.
No, I'm not. Wait, pardon, hold on. Prisoner goes there. Oh, we can go to Zieks.
Oh no.
Let's go visit him. Oh, he's reading a book.
He's reading a book.
Time to make him bend down.
It
and
doesn't
kneel.
look so much like a book as it does like a menu.
It does.
It looks like he's reading a fancy menu
prison
in like
menu.
an Italian restaurant.
Hey, to be honest, he probably can afford to pay people to get him
Yeah, very likely.
take away. For his
Oh.
own passport. Sorry.
Somewhere in the corner is like a dog eating spaghetti.
He's going to ignore us, isn't he? Oh
Very
god.
much. Oh no.
No, she put that outfit back on.
Put that out.
No, why did she do this? That was
Wearing his
unnecessary.
own passport just to act like he's busy, so we maybe go away. Yeah, imagine he just hears us walk in. He's learned to recognise our footsteps, and he's just like, "Oh no!"
Also, doesn't it sound like they're currently at the zoo?
It's
Like, Lord Zieks is reading.
Look. Look, Iris. The Lord Van Zieks is reading. Maybe this time he won't throw his poo at you.
I don't even like you.
Yeah. I can't unsee it. Quick. Somebody throw a bun at him. See what he does. Do you think they sell those little pellets that you get for feeding fish? You put a coin in and turn the little dial and a little cup full of pellets comes out. And you can throw... Oh my god, did you... The breath... I'm sorry. Ooh. Anyway, yeah, so, great. It's really fun reading voices when I'm laughing. Oh. You were literally thinking on how to describe the pellet food for goats. See, I've never fed a goat in a petting zoo, but I have fed fish. So I was just speaking from my own personal experience. Is feeding goats fun? It sounds fun.
If you literally never fed a goat.
No, I've never fed a goat.
What?
Well, not intentionally,
Oh.
anyway. I mean,
that's the thing with goats.
not on purpose.
Usually non-consensual.
Yeah. That's what I like about feeding fish. Unless you get really close to the water, they don't tend to consume parts of your clothing. Except for that was one time we had a fish when I was a kid, and my dad one time was poking at the top of the water just to like tease the fish because my dad's an asshole. And the fish basically reached up and bit his finger. Just like went right in there, left a real like suck mark. And he was really angry. I was like, excuse you. It's been a long time, but they have to like press grass pellets or something. That's cool. I like that a lot. You mostly interacted with sheep. Sheep are fun. But I do like goats. I like goats a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I love goats. We'll still keep goats.
Back when, another back when I was young, pet story. My mum bought cat when I was very small. And it was back when ragdolls were still really new in the UK. Ragdoll cats. And she worked out that she could buy, I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 pygmy goats for the price of one ragdoll cat. So for a while, it was actually kind of hanging in the balance whether or not we got like a selection of pygmy goats or a cat. Which, given that we live in suburbia, like, I'm glad that we went for the cat, but I was quite excited at the prospect of goats. Mum was kind of thrilled at the concept that she might not have to mow the lawn, though.
Yeah, I'm glad that woman never got goats.
I don't think, yeah. Well, at one point she wanted a chicken as well. She was seriously looking into getting a chicken.
A singular chicken.
A singular chicken,
Oh,
yeah.
That tells us everything we need to know.
It does.
Anyway.
But she did decide not to.
Yeah.
But this is a woman who can't even be trusted to look after our dog when we go out, and we've booked it like 3 months in advance, so... Pleasure.
Anyway.
Your fish story is your dad pointed out some kind of waterfowl and a pike went nom at the moment you looked. Oh no! Oh, how you?
A pike!
You see, that is what we call a learning experience. And then, nature happens. Oh, I love that. You had 3 sheep at some point in your garden. That's cool.
Those I really like sheep.
Sheep are fun.
He doesn't seem like he wants visitors, does he?
But he must have noticed that we're here, surely.
No.
It does look like a book's on fire.
It does, though. Yeah, but that's the candle. It's fine. No, I haven't. Go away.
Oh, okay, hello. Whoa, hey!
All right,
Iris is in the mood.
too, you cheeky bitch. No, I have not noticed. Please leave. Yeah, right? The classic. What do you Nipponese want?
That's no way to greet a lawyer who's trying his hardest to prove your innocence, is it?
Perhaps not. I apologise.
Oh my.
So, what can I do for you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Man, he is depressed.
Yeah, well, this man is at the end of his what's-its. Holy moly. Lord Van Zieks, speaking earnestly.
Don't put this right in front of him.
Oh, right.
Please, dear God.
This is so... Also, the lighting on everybody. Like, he looks still so dead. And these women obviously moisturize. Like, they're glowing. Their skin, glassy. Hydrated. Van Zieks. Made of bats.
Oh, the fog will lift over London for the first time in months tomorrow.
This does feel very, very strange.
He said your name. Does it feel tingly? I must say, I was impressed.
Oh my God, he's complimenting!
I don't know. What was he impressed by? How badly we fucked up? How many state secrets we managed to reveal in just one sentence? Like, what is he impressed by? Don't thank him yet.
Maybe he was impressed by how well we could spin that board around in our hands.
I was impressed. You single-handedly juggled a message board in the courtroom for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah, I'm like, is this
Good job!
Is this sincere? I'm impressed or like
Yeah, right? I don't, yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Not. Bye. I'm a professional. Not by you. By your fellow Nipponese, your prosecutor friend.
Oh, I see. Yes.
It's sardonic, don't you think? That's why we love you, Zieks, no, right? For a man such as me, so loathing of the Nipponese, to be entirely at the mercy of the two of you.
Oh, so he wants both, I mean...
I know, right? He's... It's okay, you don't have to say it with your words. We can tell you're a bottom. I suppose... Yeah, I can imagine both Iris and Susato losing it when he said that too. Yeah, I agree. I think that's why we haven't seen them. They haven't said anything. They are on the floor. It's retribution for having played the part of the Reaper all these years.
Played the part?
We know it wasn't him, you dumb... We
Jesus
talked
Christ!
about this
Inosuke, you're better than this! No, I don't want to talk about Ahsoka. Let's talk about the Reaper's identity.
Are you jealous?
You were jealous.
You're jealous!
You once told me that you gladly allowed people to believe you were the Reaper, because it helped reduce the amount of serious crime that took place in London.
Okay, yeah, so we do remember. Well done.
Right.
If keeping quiet and playing the part benefits the cause, a cause I myself am committed to pursuing... Yeah, no, he did play the part. He openly admitted to playing it. You're right, I stand corrected. Well then why would I choose to say anything?
But the henchman of a criminal killed by the Reaper attacked you only the other day. And that was just the most recent of many attempts in your life, wasn't it?
It was like months ago, bro.
Someone is clearly profiting from your silence about all this. Someone is using you. Gee, I wonder who it could be. Could it be Strongheart?
Maybe he likes being used, though.
Please read the line.
Okay. But only since you asked me so nicely. Believe me, ever since the Reaper first appeared, I've been doing my utmost to expose him. Or rather, expose the organization.
Gasp. It's not one person, potentially.
It's a whole organization? It's inconceivable that all those accidents were orchestrated by one man. No, the Reaper always appears to have very accurate information about the accused in each case. So yeah, very clearly organised by Strongheart, though.
Yeah, like, because he has a thingy boner.
Which does make me wonder if Gregson was one of them then, though.
Yeah, because I believe he did also very much believe in Strongheart.
Yeah, he did seem to be kind of, I don't know, or he was working against it. I can't.
That's also very
could have been.
possible, of course.
I don't know. But which can only mean that somebody at Scotland Yard is involved. Oh, thank you. Someone that... You can't mean... It's taken me many years, but I've finally identified the central figure in this Reaper organisation. And suddenly you find yourself accused of murder. Gee, I wonder what... Oh! Tobias Gregson.
Oh!
Boom. No!
Gregson, the Reaper. I bet he told. He was possibly stupid enough to tell Strongheart, because he had that meeting with him beforehand, didn't he?
I wonder.
So Strongheart's like, oh fuck now.
So yeah, do you think that means that, or alternatively, we're finding it out now? That seems then almost like maybe I was wrong and he's not the Reaper.
I don't know. He was at least involved. I think, like you said as well.
Yeah.
Like,
but no, it's true because Van Zieks is actually a trusting fool.
yes. Yeah, he is.
Like, we've established that he is actually really stupid when it comes to trusting people.
Yeah.
So yeah, God, what if he actually did trust Strongheart and told him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And immediately accused of murder and Greggy dead.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
can't talk.
exactly
that.
Yeah. Look, I found him! I found this guy that you told me that I should find! Yay!
Yeah.
Look! And suddenly, boom.
Gregson's secret. So, the reason you're investigating Inspector Gregson is because you intended to expose him as the Reaper.
Somehow that feels so anticlimactic. As I said, the Reaper of the Bailey is no single person. It's a highly secret organisation with close ties to Scotland Yard.
Yeah, it's the typical ties with the cops situation.
Yeah. Like working undercover in the shadows.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's no doubt that Gregson was a key member of that organisation.
It's not looking good.
No.
And of course...
Keyword there being was, yeah. Yeah.
I don't believe it.
You better believe it.
Are you saying that Gregsy, that he was behind all those awful criminals meeting there?
Gregson didn't do the dirty work himself.
Oh,
When did we last see Gregsy again? He is dead.
Yeah, but like I think the last time we saw him was in the case where against
What was the case before this?
that was the balloon case with Hairbrain, wasn't
We
it?
saw him there, yeah. Yes, it was, yeah. Yeah, we definitely saw him in that case.
because he was also investigating.
Yeah,
with
he
Gina.
was. And then... Yeah, we also saw him, he was in the bomb room with us.
Yeah.
And I think we saw him in court after that, didn't we? Or did we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he also gave us the autopsy report.
Yeah. And the weird thing happened that he got approved for like a transfer
Oh
to
yeah,
France, which
approved
never
to a
happens.
transfer to Paris, which literally never happens, which was
Yeah.
suspicious in and of itself. And he was going to take Gina with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave us the autopsy report. I think that was in the court though, wasn't it?
No,
Well,
that was outside of the courtroom, I think.
That's what I meant, sorry.
Yeah.
In the big court related
Yeah,
building.
it was in the waiting room.
In
if
the
you
big
will.
building that
Yeah.
says Old Bailey on the front at some point.
Yeah.
I think he gave us the autopsy report and left and then died. But I don't know how much time has passed between. Not much actually, right? Between that and this case.
I don't think so.
I think it was practically instant.
I think so, yeah. They're like maybe a couple of weeks at best.
So just after Susato's dad and the judge
Yes.
got into town.
Yeah.
So also I'm wondering what the hell's happened to the judge? Where's he gone?
I don't know. I think it's just.
Old good hair judge just
down.
tossed off.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen him since that first bit. Which I think is a bit weird.
I thought we saw him one more.
No,
wait,
last
just
time.
Susato's dad.
Last time we went to see Susato's dad because we needed to get his recommendation to speak to the prison warden.
Yeah.
We were all like, "Oh, where's Judge Jigoku gone?" And he was like, "Oh, he's off around town somewhere."
So does that mean that list, indeed, that we received early on, like the telegram, was that all
telegram.
part of the organization of the Reaper?
Well, that's what I'm wondering about, which
And
makes
that
me
Kazuma
wonder
was on his
if
ass.
Kazuma was receiving the telegram. That's
Yeah.
why I wondered, because in that case, Iris's dad is also involved with it.
Yeah, which could very well be the case.
And he was killed by the other person on the list,
Yeah.
Ei Shin. And now Tobias Gregson is dead.
Yeah.
That means that every single person on that list is now dead,
Yeah,
except
which is-
Kazuma, which potentially could have been because he was.
Yeah.
It was for him.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
what I don't know. But he never managed to make it to France.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the Reaper didn't take out people abroad, nah, but he also didn't take out Jenny.
No.
And the only people that the Reaper didn't kill were the 3 people that we acquitted.
Yeah. This is like.
Because, every single other person that was acquitted when Van Zieks was prosecutor was murdered. The only 3 people who never actually got murdered were the 3 that we... Ginny, Hairbrain, and... Why do I keep wanting to call him Namagami? Natsume.
Oh, Natsume. Yes,
yeah, Mr.
yes.
Natsume. Those 3 people are the only people that we
Yeah.
acquitted that didn't get killed. Magilda doesn't count because the burning omnibus, A, he was guilty anyway, and B, the omnibus burning was actually nothing to do with the Reaper or Gregson. We know who did that, and it was a pure coincidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ginny stayed around, and she didn't die either, so it makes sense that Gregson, if he was involved, was like, and we don't kill her because she's fine. She didn't do it. Shut up. Anyway, he was the tactician. His job was to covertly investigate the Marks and plot their assassinations. In order to do that without arousing suspicion, he regularly needed a firm alibi. Harebrained was off to Germany, Natsume went to Japan and was proved alive by Zieks, so either Ginny was the target or someone else going to France. I still think that, I wonder if Kazuma could have killed him for all we know.
That is also true.
I mean, we've been talking about how out of character he was behaving.
I think at this point, like, this Kazuma would not surprise me.
Yeah,
to have
that's what I mean.
murdered
Like,
someone.
they
No.
keep talking about the fact that he's behaving really out of character.
Yeah.
So potentially, our good old buddy Kazuma did actually murder Gregson.
Mm-hmm.
Because all these people involved have also been traced right back to the whole professor thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Reaper and the professor are kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Just a little bit different. Like
Yeah.
it's... I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. Which is where Mr. Vigil came in, posing as the inspector.
Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper.
But the room he rents on Fresno Street was almost certainly the headquarters of the operation. Gregson would have met the assassin there for briefings. Maybe Strongheart was sending Greggy to France to stop him from getting murdered. That's a good point. Assuming that... Or would just stop him from getting found out, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe
that's
just to, like,
also possible, yeah.
Put him out of the
I thought
picture.
that,
Certainly if Zieks had been getting his suspicions up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, to distract that they were actually innocent and the others weren't. Or he just said that to distract. It's possible. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is your line then.
Oh shit, yeah, no. So we don't actually know who carried out the killings then.
Actually, I do have a name.
You what?
Well, if you can name the man, you have the true identity of the Reaper already then.
Or if I can name the woman.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Asian assassin.
Assassin.
Yeah, so that's why she was in Japan. I did wonder.
Assassin.
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 I was like, there's no way in hell it's gonna be her.
I mean, I did suspect.
Yeah, but like, I was like,
but
no.
Also, assassin. I'm so mad. She's a young woman by the name of Assassin.
Wait, what?
But she's dead anyway, so fine.
Shin?
Uh-huh. Checks out. Meaning she was actively sent to kill Wilson.
Yeah. And she managed it.
And she did it.
And she would have gotten away with it too.
If it wasn't for us pesky kids.
Yep. Miss... Yeah, just... Assassin, yeah, it's just... Her the true name of a terrifying killer. I know you only too well. When she came to Japan, posing as a visiting student and murdered Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, I hope he's not saying this out loud.
No,
because
I don't.
Iris is right there.
He has a habit of thinking out loud,
He
so this
does.
is Then, just when it seemed that diplomatic protection would help her escape Japan and conviction, the mysterious woman was herself murdered in a small summer beach hut. And that woman was actually the Reaper of the Bailey. It's a swan. It's worse than a goose, if you ask me.
Mr. Naruhodo, this perhaps isn't the place to discuss...
No, of course not. We can't mention it here. The fact that she killed Dr. John H. Wilson. Because Iris doesn't know, and it's very likely that the man was her father.
Assassin. I should let Father know at once.
Yes, I agree. So convenient that the judge is here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go talk about our weird friend.
Kazuma, isn't it? Kazuma Asogi. You say he's a friend of yours.
My best friend. He's the whole reason I got to come to Britain. That was all on his merits. I have nothing but respect for him.
Yes, I understand that only the very best students are selected for such opportunities.
Yeah, I strongly believe everybody else just, like, send
No,
strong.
I agree. I think Strongheart's really pulling the strings,
Yeah.
and I genuinely think that Van Zieks trusts him.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, like, he probably grew up with the man
and also because, like, if his brother rated him,
Yeah, exactly.
and you know how we feel about his brother and the possibility that he was... but yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a fine demonstration of how sharp he is in the proceedings earlier today. He missed nothing. In fact, his flawless performance very much reminded me of his father.
Genshin Asogi, the professor.
It's true that the aristocracy at the time was the root of numerous grave societal problems. They were abusing their power, playing with the common man as pawns in politics, in economics, in war. In many ways, Asogi was carving out a canker from society that we British couldn't deal with ourselves.
Oh my. I see.
But that's precisely why it makes no sense. Clint Van Zieks was a noble and upstanding man. He wasn't corrupt. Well, I mean, if he was the professor, technically he wasn't corrupt.
No, that's true.
He was just...
Or he was doing horrible things that Van Zieks doesn't know about.
He was potentially doing horrible things that Van Zieks doesn't know about, and he was just a victim.
Yeah.
But I still think it's most likely that he was the professor, because
Yeah.
Genshin cannot have been the professor.
No, it seems
Because,
too obvious.
Yeah, it's much too... Like, there's
Yeah,
going to
no.
be an extra layer there, and who else?
Yeah.
Unless it's Strongheart.
Yeah.
Which I think we've all established that, like, he's much more... Yeah, as you say, stage manager of the orchestra.
Yeah.
Like, the puppeteer, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% was a scapegoat. No, I agree. And it's possible that they all cooked it up between themselves and he was supposed to get away and then somebody shot him, but I don't know who the hell shot him. Maybe Assassin.
Assassin, yes.
Why did that damned Nipponese have to go and take my brother's life? Taking advantage of the common man. How terrible! Shatters another chalice. Yeah. I think that counts, right? We should...
Oh.
No.
Whoa, hold up! Whoa.
In spite of having once saved mine.
Oh my, I was not ready for this. He saved your life.
This is some
How did
twisted
that
love
happen?
story, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, saving your life, tell me more.
Did he get very far?
Oh, dramatic.
It was... We need dramatic music.
I don't. The dramatic music is playing, you just can't hear it.
It was 10 years ago, on a foggy night. What was to be the professor's final strike had sent a wave of panic through the capital.
So Clint Van Zieks had already been killed at this point then.
Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour. Of course, at that point I had no idea of the true nature of the man at my side. All of a sudden...
Do you get a picture?
Don't make a peep! You're coming with us!
Oh, look at baby Van
Oh,
Zieks!
yeah, he's so tiny. Does he already have the scar?
No, I think that's just his...
Or is he just frowny?
I can't tell either.
No, I think they both look like they've got that shading on them. So
Oh,
unless
look!
they did it in a weird pack.
Tentacles! This is how you know it's Daddy!
He inherited them from his dad!
How do you have tentacles?
Yeah. Oh, he's
just
so
so-
big. Look at his little baby face. Oh, he's so tiny. We were surrounded. All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves.
Good luck you're dead in that case, I guess.
Clint was not only from noble heritage, he was a brilliant prosecutor as well. The scum of London hated the sight of him, and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. I'd been targeted several times before already. Yeah, Van Zieks alright. We've got him. I could hear them murmuring amongst themselves. I knew they were after me. But just when I thought my time had come... You can do this one.
Oh. I've no idea. Beautiful. If I let them kill you, Clint would never forgive me.
It was a Sogi's voice, just a whisper in my ear.
Bang, bang. Cutest kawaii
Yeah.
pistols.
After that, I don't remember exactly what happened. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He'd shielded me.
Jeez.
2 days later, they arrested him. On suspicion of being London's most notorious mass murder ever. The Professor.
You believe this?
And you believe this?
Seek seriously.
Mate, what the fuck? You were really just blinded by, or alternatively Strongheart told him and he believed Strongheart, and why would he make any... Why would Strongheart lie to him, right?
Yeah.
Potentially? I don't know. I don't think. How awful for you. All at once, I lost the brother I revered and the foreign friend I held in such high regard.
I'm so sorry, Lord Van Zieks.
Yeah, Strongheart's the heart of justice and truth itself. To be fair, Van Zieks has potentially dedicated like his entire life to this establishment. But like, yeah, if it turns out that Strongheart is corrupt,
Yeah.
then like that makes his entire life basically a lie.
Yeah.
So, given that Strongheart is an evil Pokemon villain, I'm sorry, Van Zieks, your life was a lie. Sucks to be you, boo-boo. That's the end of my miserable tale. I never thought I'd recount it to anyone.
Well, thank you for confiding in me. And you know, the girls.
Yeah, these guys are just hanging around here. The Professor, the Reaper, and Inspector Gregson. You're right, that is a good book title. I wonder just how intimately related they all are.
That's not something I want to think about, if I'm honest. I still can't quite believe that Gregson was essentially the Reaper, giving assassination orders to Giselle Brett.
Mr. Naruhodo, let's go and inform my father. I'm sure our government will want to hear about this new information.
I
think maybe no.
Maybe we shouldn't just casually, like, what are we doing?
Let's start a war! Oh, that means I get to meet your daddy, Susie! Hooray!
Considering how much, but like, oh, we should hold this, like, you know, to keep this under lock and key, considering how much, like, you know, this could strain the relationships between England and Japan. I'm like,
let's go and tell everybody we know. I guess NDAs didn't exist. I hope Bruno knows how to use that katana.
We no longer have
We no longer have a katana.
It's back with Kazuma.
We are armless now.
Yeah. The Asogi's got their katana back.
Yeah.
This wasn't ours.
Uh-oh. We're in trouble.
Yes, alright. Let's head back to the Great Waterloo Hotel then.
don't see what's so great about it.
Okay, I was just gonna.
Are you just going to leave me here, are you?
Bye! Wait, can I present something? Oh,
You
wait.
didn't even bring me a spaghetti.
Was there something you wanted to show at Van Zieks?
Was there? We already showed him the photograph,
Yeah,
didn't we?
we've done that. And he's like, oh my god.
So annoying.
The wig cast.
It's not going to be any fun, which is a shame. But...
Oh, I don't have anything fun! Damn it!
No, I think we found out last week that Sogi is basically dual wielding.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Which
He,
I think
he has
is-
one on each
It's
side.
pretty rude.
He has his katana on the left and
And then the
his
English one on the
rapier
other
on
side,
the
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Cool, I hope Iris really has face melting acid tea in that gun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see you later, Van Zieks.
I feel like that was relevant enough that we're probably going to need it. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to Fresno Street Room just because I don't want to go to where the game wants me to go.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are back here!
I guess they're still
What?
investigating.
Oh, we put the portrait back. That's nice to know.
And the notice board,
Yeah,
which
we
is good of
stopped
us, I
juggling
think.
it.
Yeah, the katana he has is the one that we had
Yeah.
because we originally took it from him. But
Yeah.
there's actually no reason for you to remember that because I think us taking his sword wasn't in the part of the game that we've been doing on stream. I think you picked that up beforehand, didn't you?
No, it's the end of the second case.
Oh, that we did actually do it on stream. In which case, no excuses.
Suzette
How
was
dare
all
you.
like, please take it.
Okay.
So he's with us while we go to English. Why the fuck can I pick these things up? Why is it making me like look at this like a
They did clarify that Gregson was shot, no stabbings. No, I actually don't think they ever did clarify that he was shot.
No. I'd never even... Sorry.
There's gunpowder residue on him, sure.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean anything.
No. And the fact also that that top board has shattered windows. I know that they all have. I'm like, what?
They do all, though.
Yeah, but also that one particular one doesn't seem to be boarded up, which is sus. I don't know. It's probably just stage dressing. Anyway, I'd never have imagined that this little figurine would turn out to be a watch winding key.
I suppose it's a policeman because the pocket watch was a gift from Scotland Yard. It seems there was much more to Inspector Gregson than we ever realised. He was clearly a brilliant man.
The love for chips.
With a love for chips.
Oh.
But I mean, okay, it's possible that I mean, it's probable that he was shot, but I'm not ruling anything out because I think we've just established that he had gunpowder residue on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you told me that he was stabbed by Kazuma and then like fireworks were set off or something to cause the gunpowder residue, I think the thing that gets me is that actually if the fireworks had been set off to cause a bang,
Yeah.
we'd have spent firework casings
Yeah,
all
yeah,
over
yeah,
the
yeah.
room.
That's a good point.
But we've established that the fireworks were actually probably used,
Yes.
I think,
Yes. Yes, we did.
because
we did.
they would explode the candle.
Yeah.
But it is bothering me a bit that there hasn't been any like casings found.
No,
Because
it's
they
really...
don't disappear into nothing, usually.
No, exactly. It's super soft.
Especially like firecrackers and shit, you normally find the shells of them.
Yeah.
But maybe back in the old days they were made of stuff that burnt up much more easily.
It is.
And these days, you know...
Well, we'll see. Maybe we can find something now. We're looking for something specific.
Well,
Anyway.
that's possible too. If it was either of the swords, there must be some kind of tell, so at least we'll have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
It's like balloons all fly the same. No, you're right. I just find it so funny.
Oh my god, we went to... Okay, so we went to see Wicked the other day in the cinema. And there's a balloon scene. And I was about to ask her if that was an accurate balloon. She's like, yeah, that's
I
an
was just like,
accurate
that was
depiction.
much better. I mean, it's...
Still not right, but it's a fancy
Yeah,
one.
it wasn't 100% accurate, but you know. I was like, no, that's much better. It was a little bit too much fire.
Yes, well.
But as you said, I'm suspending my disbelief. Fantasy situation. I'm not
Yeah.
going to let that spoil the film for me because I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
But Wicked is one of my favourite musicals, so shut up. I won't hear any more about it. Thank you very much. Don't make me start singing because I will. Don't overinflate the issues. Cannot shut up. I don't. That was really funny.
It's the fish and chips that threw us off. It feels as though it ruined his image.
I really don't think we should blame one of Britain's staple cuisines.
We cannot call it a staple cuisine.
I mean, yeah, love some very specialist knowledge. Yes, sort of. No, maybe. I mean, I know a little bit.
You know a little bit.
I know a little
You
bit.
know
I'm
quite
not.
a bit.
I'm not a professional. Don't actually take any of what I say as actual accurate fact. Please fact check me all you can. What are you doing over there, Socketwrench?
Nothing. I'm peeling labels.
Why are you peeling labels? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Because I need to do something
What are
with
you
my
doing?
hands.
Are you peeling the label off the box of?
No.
What are you doing that for?
I was to see if it came off.
Well, did it?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Do you want
The
me to
other
give
one
you?
did.
Do you need a fidget toy?
No. No, I don't.
I've got plenty.
No. I really don't think we should.
That was.
Surely.
I already read it.
I don't need a fidget toy. I've got one.
That doesn't count. We really can, Susato. Yes, we really actually should. No wonder they never solve these cases themselves. Look at that policeman just staring longingly out the window. No, right? He's
The
like,
last time when we talked to him, he was just being sad and
yeah,
deep.
right. He's like, oh, the streets are full of criminals. Inspector loved criminals.
But not like that. Not like that.
Not like that, no. Oh, grass! The inspector walked on some grass!
Yeah, it did kind of go like that, though. No joke.
What?
It did kind of go like that, though.
Yeah, very much. So, yeah. But you're assuming that policeman has eyes. We've established
Oh God, that was the other.
in previous cases that not a single one of these people have eyes.
It's a serious issue at Scotland Yard. Apparently, they can't afford to have policemen with eyes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it was like a cloning experiment that went wrong, but they put too much money into it, so that they had to use all these eyeless clones.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with the Irish clones that Herlock Sholmes uses to write his books.
Yeah.
The inspector suspected there was a grass once! And then somebody grassed up the grass! Oh, Inspector!
But think about it. Imagine if it was Mr. Sholmes. How would you feel if I, instead of that old briar pipe that's always in his hand, even on his hand, what the hell? Mr. Sholmes had a bag of
It's
chips.
probably glued there by now, accidentally.
Rather disappointed, if I'm honest.
Exactly. Well, okay.
That's, I mean, very fish and chipsist of you, but
Yeah.
okay.
I get
I
it.
see how it is.
Oh, look at the wig.
Yeah,
again.
English food does do that, it's true.
I mean, yeah. Special task.
Would
my
you
opinion.
rather he's just walking around with one of those metal takeout containers full of Vindaloo? Nah.
Wasn't it? Did Vindaloo actually exist at this point in time in England?
I'm very likely not.
I mean, you had already done your colonizing and things, so I'm sure you're already taking the cuisine well.
Well, Vindaloo isn't actually. Or is it tikka masala that we made up, isn't it? Or is it?
Tikka masala is the made-up one. And what is coronation? Actually,
No, coronation chicken is not Indian food.
no, but I like how coronation chicken is kind of also one of those abominations
I
because
think-
it uses some spices
I
from.
don't. I think I'm actually gonna look up coronation
I'm
chicken.
sorry that we're once again.
Because I think coronation chicken might be slightly more recent an invention.
Oh yeah, it is. It's actually really recent.
Yeah, it's
From what I remember.
a Lizzie.
Sorry for the crinkling.
Coronation chicken. Isn't it a Lizzie creation?
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, Poulet Reine Elizabeth. Yeah.
Alright.
Did you know that coronation chicken is also known as Poulet Reine Elizabeth?
It does sound
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie,
Oh,
it doesn't have a good ring to it.
Dried apricots or sultanas. Oh!
Hmm.
Apricots instead of sultanas. I don't think I'd ever known that.
That sounds worse.
You like...
Yeah, I like apricots, but I prefer sultanas.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. 1953. Yeah, coronation of Queen Elizabeth the Swacon.
Huh.
So yeah, Vindaloo, I'm gonna Google it.
I'm sorry.
Then...
We're learning channel now. First we talked about baby bundles.
And now, yeah, this is a learning stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Goan curry dish based on the Portuguese dish Kana de Vina Dal
Okay.
Alhos. I'm sorry. Alos? There's an apostrophe in there. I don't know how to handle that. I'm British. It's known globally in its British Indian form as a staple of curry house and Indian restaurant menus and is often regarded as a fiery, spicy dish.
Oh, that's what I mean. It's definitely colonizer shit.
History. A standard element derived from the Portuguese. Meat in wine and garlic marinade. Literally meat of vine of garlic. That's actually kind of amazing.
It's kind of...
Can de vinha dalhos. Vindaloo. Yeah, wow. Usually pork, marinated in vinegar and garlic. The British version calls for it to be marinated in vinegar, sugar, fresh ginger and spices, then cooked with more spices. It doesn't tell me whence. Even though the word aloo means potato in Hindi, traditional vindalho does not include potatoes. Because the name is from Portuguese. Some Indian versions do include potatoes due to the confusion with aloo, and vindaloo dishes outside of India often include potatoes. But I don't know. It doesn't say when.
It's just been around. But we don't know when England in particular.
Dish was popularised by Goan cooks, whom the British favoured because they had no issues in kitchens and bars when handling beef, pork or alcohol in British establishments and ocean-going liners.
That kind of puts in early 1900s.
Yeah, I'm going to say that there is an entirely possible, there is a possibility.
So this is in fact Vindaloo
I'm
era.
hungry now. I am so hungry for curry right now. Jeez.
First it was noodles, now it's curry.
Yeah, earlier on this morning I just wanted the noodles, the noodles from a packet, the ramen in the soup. Now I want vindaloo.
Well, I realised I've never had vindaloo.
I want a...
I've never had a vindaloo. I've lived here for over a decade.
To be fair, I actually am really craving the slightly creamy butchered version with the potatoes and the coconut milk.
There's not butchered.
I mean, it's differently improved. To be fair, I think actually maybe what I want is a korma.
Anyway, it catches your eye as soon as she entered the room, doesn't it?
But it's not spicy enough. Not the wig. The wig is plenty spicy.
I was gonna say, have you looked at it?
I've had dinner. Why am I still hungry? It's such a bright colour. It certainly makes an impression, yes. Did we bring Iris here? I hope not.
I didn't see her, but they can't possibly commit any crimes, can they? I mean, redheads stand out like a sore thumb.
I'm afraid with our jet black Japanese hair, we stand out almost as much here in London.
I suppose that's true. We have
Again,
black-haired people.
we do have black-haired people in Europe. That is a thing that we very much have, even in the Victorian era. But okay.
You mustn't think of committing any crimes, Mr. Naruhodo.
I wasn't.
Europe doesn't know. No brown or black-haired people in Europe.
Well,
I guess maybe they're really very much thinking. I suppose that, okay, there are potentially other reasons, feature-wise, where they might stand out just a little bit more than most European people, and it's not their hair colour, but I feel like that's not really something that we want to delve into in any video games.
no.
But I do think that being like, oh yeah, our head,
Sorry.
Bobby with arms. Yeah, well the rest of them are just trying to prove how armless they are, aren't you? I think I've used that joke already this stream.
Harmless.
Do you think there should be a one bad joke?
Dude, you would be streaming for like -1 minute.
No, I meant just one of each. Not just one in total, because yeah, like you said. Hello! Bye. It's like buying into the whole fascist wet dream of blue eyes and blonde hair only for all of history. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably not what they're going for. But it does come across that way, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
Yeah. We can't all look like beautiful kobolds.
Yeah.
Some of us look like even more beautiful kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
We love the varied dream.
The photograph of Mrs. Mitchell.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that was.
Realising the identity of this lady was a very great clue to exposing Mr. Gossip's true identity.
I mean, we could have done this way faster.
We could if we just used our eyes and gone, wait a second, that's the lady we met yesterday.
Yeah.
Probably not related to Inspector Gregson. And doesn't this guy's hair look very similar? Maybe we should try punching him in the face and seeing if his mouth falls off. Not intentional probably, but using that sort of tropes can reinforce stuff that they did not intend. No, I agree. Though, yeah, it does reinforce. But I think it's possible that... It's weird that they did it in the first place at all, full stop. But I think that they just wanted to be all like, yeah, we also stand out, though. So don't commit any crimes. But I think they had to clarify the hair thing because otherwise it starts sounding really... But no, I agree. There are some parts of this game where they've talked about stuff and it's like, I see where you're going with that, but maybe you don't.
No.
Just like Van Zieks and the fact that like he's really racist, but I still like him, but I feel bad about it because he's like weirdly racist.
Yeah. Well, he's racist in a way that seems pretty harmless in day-to-day life.
I mean, he calls people like...
You know, he does actually use slurs, so you should not... No.
I was gonna say, like, Nipponese in the case of this game is okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he potentially, if this wasn't a video game, would have used worse slurs.
Yes, no, you have a good point. I forgot about how bad he was at the beginning as well.
And I have really mixed feelings about it. But at the same time, he was besties with this guy. And then he betrayed him. But that's really on him. And not like a cultural thing. But at the same time, this was the Victorian era.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have to remember that people... It was more acceptable to be a god-awful person back then. But at the same time, it makes me feel very uncomfortable about myself. And I don't like that as a cis white woman. I don't like that.
Are you gonna put your Karen wig on?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. How dare you make me feel things. He can still grow and work. No. It's acceptable for Crown and Country. God save the Queen. Blech.
He obviously loves his wife very dearly. Which is why he felt he couldn't tell her the truth.
You worry that hurt to type. Good. Good!
Well, it could be worse. You could have the right king instead. Really? I mean, I think it's time to get rid of the royals in this country.
Yeah. I think if it was set 3 decades later, imagine. Yeah. Wasn't that the one from the speech film with Colin Firth? With that, or was it not? I forget. Or did I miss an entire generation? To be fair, the last time I actually started paying attention to the royals, Victoria. I didn't really pay that much attention to Victoria per se anyway in school when we were learning about her, if I'm honest. I mostly paid attention to the Victorian era because it was interesting. No, because we had Edward too. Was he post or pre? And then did we have George? I forget. I don't care. Like, I was more interested in the Tudors, if I'm honest. But mostly I was interested in, like, the Aztecs, which we did for, like, a week at one point.
Yeah, ancient histories are like, no.
Yeah.
How would you like to learn about the Industrial Revolution? I'm like, no. And then, would you like to learn lots about World War One and World War Two?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Like, the fact that I think I spent more years in total studying the world wars, which admittedly important.
Yes, they are.
But I prefer ancient history because it's got fewer people in it. And more interesting buildings.
Yeah.
I'm kind of obsessed with ancient history.
The other problem is that it just devolves into how much do you want to talk politics 24/7 rather than learning the customs of old, like, you know, civilizations and the way they went about their day. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I really like, as a whole, like, learning about what we reckon happened and how these things work. Also, cenotes. Yeah.
Do not mention cenotes in her presence.
I love them so much!
Shut up. I just like ancient history.
She was watching me play Final Fantasy 14.
I
Phil,
was
ask me how that went.
I was just like, and where's the cenotes? There's gotta be cenotes, right? Because we're in the area that you get, like, cenotes and stuff. And they were cenotes! They delivered! I love that track, also. So good music. So good.
Anyway,
So ancient history is much better. You wish you'd learned about more ancient history from other countries. Honestly, I wish that I'd done way more ancient history. They really skimmed over it. They were like, oh yeah, and then this happened, and then this happened, and this happened. And, like, literally the only time in primary school I got, like, a commendation in the weekly assembly was the week we did Aztecs. Because suddenly my teacher was like, she's really motivated and she keeps, like, adding extra things to the discussion. Because normally I didn't give two shits about schooling.
yeah.
And I never did my homework.
Yeah, I think for me, what really got me is like my first 2 years of history, 3 years were pretty interesting. And then I got advanced history. Mein Gott, that was just... I mean, the first year was fine because there was kind of like... Of course, as a Dutch person, you're going to get a lot about the East Indian trade.
Yeah.
Where we casually kind of gloss over the
I was gonna
less
say,
fun parts.
we learned a lot about the concept of the empire on which the sun never sets. But it wasn't until a long time later that I was like, oh.
It's mostly
Oh, that was bad!
yeah.
Also because, okay, so the place I actually learned it from was a private Catholic school. And the fun thing about private schools is they don't have to follow the national curriculum. So the nuns taught us even less about all the icky parts than we were strictly expected to learn.
See,
So,
yeah.
it was very much like, and it was wonderful! Don't you wish that it was like that again? Oh ho! I hated that. The weather's so bad it never bloomin' rises. I love it.
Oh my fucking god, that's
Yeah.
glorious. But yeah, no, so Dutch education back in the day, to kind of simplify it somewhat, yeah, we did in fact not discuss everything as we should have done. But it when it came to Africa, we were actually quite honest about the crimes we committed.
Which is big of you. I
But
think.
see, we committed countless crimes in Indonesia and
Yeah.
also still deny it, a lot of it.
Yeah,
Our
that is
government
unfortunate.
refuses to acknowledge the crimes we've committed in some of these countries, which is just despicable. Anyway, so that was a lot of like, yes, we did this and then we colonized this here.
And it was wonderful because they were all awful savages.
Yeah.
Is
and
what
then-
I got a lot of as well. Like,
Yeah.
and we civilized them.
No,
Oh,
they didn't. They
we
didn't. No.
They had their own civilization.
I know, we just got like, oh, we didn't have these items, and now we have them, and now we can trade them. I was like, and where did we
yeah.
get them from?
Yeah.
Where did
See,
they
that's
come from?
The fun thing about Britain is that we were like, and we let them keep all their nasty, stinky things.
It's so weird to me.
Except some of them.
Ah, no, it's fun coming from a very strong colonizing country from
All their-
Britain and the Netherlands, man,
Yeah.
and Spain. Those
Yeah.
three really did get up to a lot of shit.
Those they were sort of like the big three when it came to like, oh, we did a thing.
But what I find fascinating is that Dutch isn't actually that we didn't tend to take their language. Because Indonesia, for example, a lot of those areas, they have some Dutch words that can be found there, but they still speak their own language. South Africa has a weird mixture, but it's not just one language, it's a mixture of them.
On the other hand, it always confuses you whenever you hear South African.
Oh, South African is weird.
Because-
it's like having, like literally, I don't like saying this, but it is like having a stroke because it doesn't quite sound
like
right.
Dutch but weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about what we did to India. Like, the problems that we caused for those poor people are just...
Yeah.
They had their own problems, and we, like, multiplied them, and just let them stew in it. What do you to say about that, Gynodoodles? Well...
We still have our own languages. The end.
I think, well, I mean, I suppose, yeah, tried too late, I guess, maybe. Should
Tried too late?
Maybe.
Sorry.
If they'd tried sooner, it would have.
It's like an MLM. Sorry, you started too late. You can't.
And I mean that in, like, the nicest possible. I mean,
Oh.
the most sympathetic possible way. I'm trying to.
We laugh about this. But
Yeah, I'm trying to laugh about, but yeah, very serious situation. I think everybody here has done some. I mean, not everybody specifically, unless I mean.
Sorry, Clint prior to murdering people.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, the transformation was incredible, wasn't it? Just from that big twisted lip.
I think we all come from countries that have done some stuff. Some stuff. I mean, what am I? I'm like part British, part Danish.
Oh yeah, you're from like the really OG crew of
Yeah,
crime.
I was gonna say.
Holy shit! Are you also from the part of Britain that had the Danes like way back, like the Vikings settled?
Very much, yeah, like yeah.
You're the worst. You're
I'm
the absolute worst kobold.
Yeah, I'm mixed Viking heritage kobold, and yeah, I do. Yeah, the Vikings were pretty much, as far as we are aware, the OG colonizers.
Yeah.
So hey, hi, I really can't talk.
Ancestors. Can't wait to meet them.
Yeah. That should be fun. Boats.
Yes, he went to extraordinary efforts to play the part of Hugh Boone convincingly.
Sorry, talking
It's
about
the
boats.
Vikings that, yeah, United England even exists, definitely, because otherwise it was like 75 million different tiny countries all at war with each other.
Yeah.
And they still are.
I mean, yeah.
If you think about the county borders.
Yeah. I mean, the Vikings kinda caused like a lot of the OG crew to fuck off to Ireland and Scotland, though. The Vikings arrived and they all went up north and to the other island.
Well, the Vikings also went up north.
And the people who settled
Don't forget.
That's also true.
Given that a lot of Scottish and Scandinavian words are very similar.
And if you want to go way back, then, I mean, Old English looks like a lot like Old Dutch because the people from Friesland crossed the sea way back, which is why there's a lot of overlap there.
So what we're saying
Europe
basically
is fascinating.
nationalism in Europe is really quite pointless.
Yeah, it really is. It's a load of shit.
We like duh.
Yeah.
I mean, also let's not forget the fact that they did a lot of colonising, and that's why Welsh for English is basically fucking colonizers. I'm sad that Goose isn't here to confirm that,
Oh
but
I
can believe it. I mean, I believe it. I
Where's our-
believe you.
Where's our gooby goose?
Where's our Gooby Goose?
Oh, we need him.
For the Welshing.
Yeah.
Let's go back further. So, the Neanderthals, yeah, although we are only partly related to the Neanderthals after all, we kind of wiped them out.
Yeah.
In part. We couldn't have survived without them, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But we, whether intentionally or not, did in fact wipe them out.
Man.
I believe that's what I've most recently read.
Man.
And let's not forget that there's that whole thing about Doggerland,
Oh yeah.
which was essentially a land bridge between Europe and England and Britain and the rest of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that we're all just like all over the place anyway.
Yeah.
Like we just crossed backwards and forwards back in the olden days, allegedly.
Yeah.
I still wish they'd come up with a name that wasn't like Doggerland, but whatever, it's entertaining.
I think Doggo. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not just the English. It's just
No,
Europe.
the English and also how much nationalism is pointless because we're basically all just melting pot European of origin anyway, with the exception of possibly the Spanish because I think they were busy. But also.
Yeah, well, the
They
Spanish...
were busy being warm.
Yeah, exactly. Warm and eating better foods rather than just turnips. Like the fucking rest of us.
We did.
It's fucking turnips,
Just the
man.
fact that everybody in Britain is like, yeah, medieval Brits ate potatoes. Oh, no, they did not. May I introduce you to our Lord and Saviour, the turnip.
I hate turnips. I don't actually hate turnips, but the concept of having to eat that many turnips makes me so upset.
Well,
This is why I'm glad I don't live in that age, legit. I mean, aside the fact that I would have
To be
already died, but it's not the point.
yeah, and you'd have been glad of every turnip you could get, you ungrateful little monster. The sun never sets on the British Empire because God doesn't trust the English in the dark. That's a very true statement.
That's a good one. I'm remembering that one.
Yeah, well, you better. Especially when you sleep.
Oh, I'm in danger, chat. If I suddenly don't show up, you know what happened to me? It's the English.
It's me, I'm the English. Sort of, mostly, occasionally, sometimes.
You're very much not.
Oh, am I not? Am
Please just read the line.
Read the line.
Yes, he went to extraordinary efforts to play the part of Hugh Boone convincingly.
I think I've already read the line quite some time ago, actually.
Although it didn't really seem like it was much of an effort to me.
Now you say it, I have to agree.
Stop reading chat. It's almost as if that was Mr. Vigil's true character.
People really are very hard to fathom at times.
Boone did some impressive yoga, though. That's something.
There are details of cases stretching back over 10 years on this notice board. Yes, a history of Lord Van Zieks' defeats in court.
Sexy.
I don't think that's an appropriate description.
Oh, come on! You haven't joined his fucking fan club now, have you?
Well, says the man who's his own alibi. And I quote, yeah, I know he didn't do it the night before because we were... What did you say? Did you use the word together or did you say bonking?
I don't remember. I didn't use bonking, actually, so... Anyway.
You don't tend to say that.
Although, when you consider everything on the board, it's certainly true.
Did
I
you
did not
bonk?
say bonking. I deny it.
Can we chat all just collectively agree that Socket said bonking and gaslight her into believing it?
There's no way. That's a
Suzaku
socket
is
word.
firmly and irrevocably in the Showms fan club.
Yeah, she is.
Yes, but also I think she's
She's warming up to Van Zieks, I
she's
think.
definitely warming up to Fancy.
She just found out about his tragic backstory.
Yeah, I think
So I think she's now like...
That all these people had a background of dubious dealings.
Yeah. And in the end, of course, the board itself concealed the inspector's own death.
Oh my, it really doesn't bear thinking about.
You weren't there at all, but you distinctly heard them say rumpy pumpy, not bonking.
That sounds more like me.
That does sound right. But go ahead, say it.
Oh no,
Please.
I'm not giving you that clip.
No,
No, I'm not doing it.
I want to hear you say rumpy
No.
pumpy. Go on,
No,
please,
no,
please.
no. Using a candle as a timer device. Very ingenious, I must say.
Do it for the people.
No.
Next episode, Pocket reads out people's fan fiction stories. Do you know what?
Yes.
I would absolutely adore to do that. Like,
Clearly that's how you have to start your new podcast.
that's yeah.
And we'd have to ask permission.
I would, yeah. I just
Oh,
thank you.
Scanado.
Thank you for the gift sub.
The great Scanado, I should say, actually.
You're good, very great.
It's not just Scanado.
I can't believe you didn't use that title. So rude. I know what, I would actually genuinely adore reading out people's fan fiction stories. That sounds like a hell of a good time to me.
Can confirm most of them are like, this man is a sad sack.
Well, he is a sad sack. What's your point? It still sounds like fun.
Yes, the culprit arranged it so that the firecracker would be set off at 5 o'clock and then left.
So that a loud bang was heard at precisely the moment Lord Van Zieks arrived, yes. If only he hadn't picked up that gun from the floor.
Can't believe them. Just
Something you probably told yourself once upon a time, I imagine.
Yes, I've learned that lesson by bitter experience. I would have turned and run a mile for sure.
Which may not have done you any favours either.
Yes, well.
The good thing Van Zieks is punctual and didn't stop for a bun someplace. No, it's okay. He's now in prison zoo and we throw all the buns at him that he needs. I'm sorry, not getting anywhere. We're just fucking. He likes big buns and he cannot lie.
It's good to know Sholmes is there throwing the puns at him. Oh my god, can you imagine? Sholmes might actually show up.
The whole time. Oh, hello, Baroque. It's good to see you here. Look what I've brought you. These ones have got the sticky icing on them. I'm going to see if I can nail you in the forehead. Stand still, old chap. What?
Oh no.
But yeah, we're really not getting very far with this case at all, are we? Who I am.
Oh my god, I love that. That emote.
That emote is so funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
If it turns out that Gregson didn't actually die in here at all, where on earth could he have been killed?
Anywhere it pleases him.
Well, one way or another, we must find out, for the inspector's sake.
And it hits him right in the face, but he doesn't even flinch. Like, he just stands there. And it like slides down really slowly, just leaving the icing trail, and he just stares. No, but your case for the psych ward is advancing rapidly. Wow, everybody's so judgy today. You look awfully pale again today, Mr. Naruhodo.
Sorry. When I start thinking it all through, I conjure up some horrible images in my mind.
Your imagination is the culprit here, then. Most certainly guilty.
Have we poked the pistol?
No.
No, we have, haven't we?
No.
Because we can't. Okay.
Oh, we can yeah, there
Oh,
we
we
go.
can. Oh, okay.
This revolver. Just who does it belong to?
Well, we know it's of the type issued to members of the police force and judiciary.
Yeah. But Gregson's own gun was found on his person.
And, of course, Lord Van Zieks has admitted to losing the firearm with which he was issued. Such absent-mindedness, not dissimilar to you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Susanto Shepton.
I'm starting to think the cold, hard prosecutor and I could become friends after all.
Then I wish you every success.
She does.
She does. Cold and hard, huh? Which one has the reach and which one has the flexibility, do you think?
Both are Van Zieks.
Losing
You've seen
your
him!
it's-
The leggy!
Yeah, I've seen. He is very.
Leggy has...
He
does yoga.
He does. Everyone here does, it seems, except, Mr. Naruhodo. Losing your issued firearm is definitely something Gumshoe would do.
Yes, yes it is. Well,
You
not
ain't
much-
wrong, but that's not the mental image I wanted. I'd say I'm sorry, but I am.
Oh! Let's go here!
No!
Oh
boy! Look at the buns on that!
Yeah.
Holy moly!
Like we said, Van Zieks...
Yeah, Van Zieks really did train him well, huh? Reinosuke did spend over a month jammed into a wardrobe. That's a good
also a
point.
good point.
That is a certain amount of yoga that I wasn't.
That is a really good point.
No arguments, Prosecutor Asogi. You will continue with the trial exactly as I instructed. Is that clear? Perfectly.
It's Kazuma-sama.
Defying Lord Strongheart, by the sound of it. He never did know when to back down.
Just you and I defying Lord Strongheart.
Oh no. Game why?
They'll never bring us. On your way now, Asogi! My lord.
Oh, wow, very too
He
close.
really does just do that materialization thing that... Yeah.
Kazuma. I'm sorry your tentacles died. Oh, did he just
then
fuck off?
Dematerialized.
Yeah, he left without saying a word.
Do you think he got hit by Iris's ray gun of teeth? Because him is short, or else Strongheart's very tall. I think Strongheart's supposed to be quite tall.
I think he's like look at his height. He's taller than Zieks, I think. He might be ever so slightly taller.
I can't remember.
Oh, have we seen them side by side? I
We
think they're about
have.
the same
I
height.
think so, yeah.
By the way, Strongheart is terrifying, and I think he's really tall.
I think so, yeah. I mean, if I believe the box art, he towers over every other person, but I think that's because he's standing on a box. Or 5. Yes, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, I was just hoping to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind.
I wanted Van Zieks' trial concluded today.
Oh.
But Prosecutor Asogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it take longer than necessary.
Unwelcome inquiries?
As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. Currently 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 41 seconds. 42, 43...
But then we must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Mr. Naruhodo.
In the miraculous, not even 5 minutes. Anyway, I can't let the man's obvious bad mood put me off.
He'll never bring you down.
I need information. Do not give her any attention. The Reaper!
Is the lag just on your end? No, I think the lag is on my end too. There's
Yes.
a tiny bit of lag on the game, right?
Yes, Susato sometimes hangs. I don't know why.
What's she done? What did they convict her of?
I don't know, it does an ever so slight delay.
Your brother asked why it sounds like I'm voicing Strongheart as Maleficent. It's an
Yeah.
excellent question. Am I? I don't know.
Actually, you are! I
What
hadn't thought about it, but you do!
What does Maleficent sound like?
Like that.
Oh, well.
Dramatic and whoa!
Okay, that's just my villain voice, I guess. Yippee.
Similar
They do
eyeliner,
have
yes.
Similar eyeliner. Maleficent has better style, though, on the whole. And I don't think Strongheart can turn into a dragon.
So therefore he is
Losing.
infinitely
Yeah.
less cool and kind of a loser, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but I think the lag is the game. I've noticed a second ago
Yeah.
that it was being
Sometimes it just stutters. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I think it's the gears, it can't deal with it.
Maleficent wishes she had this caliber of mutton chop again.
Yeah, but she does, I mean, her dragon form kind of got some frill going, doesn't it?
Yeah, frill, but like,
I mean, close enough.
do you think sometimes she like gets out her little disguise kit and just puts on some big old fluffy mutton chops and goes like, yes, yes, I'm splendid.
Yes.
Well, because now she does. Yeah, cool. Excellent.
Does Prosecutor Asogi believe that Lord Van Zieks is the Reaper?
I wouldn't know. It was 10 years ago, in that fateful closed trial, that Lord Van Zieks made a name for himself among the judiciary. But the next trial he fought, he lost. It meant the ringleader of a criminal organization was acquitted, thanks to all the jurors being under duress, which for a split second there I read as under dress.
But that's awful!
They were on t-shirts and shorts! The scum! The man's freedom was short-lived. He lasted just 3 days.
Yes, let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe.
How do you have this information?
Do you think she copied it off the board?
You know what? That actually makes sense.
Like, while we were all talking about the British Empire, Susato is just there scribbling notes down.
I think actually yes.
Correct. That was the inauguration of the Reaper of the Bailey.
And people believe Lord Van Zieks was responsible.
He was brought to trial himself, but it was shown to have been an accident.
Was that the first time that he tried to get rid of...
I wonder.
I mean, like, this... Okay, considering how suspicious I am of this man right now, he first put him in charge of the trial, like, against the you know, get him to win.
Yeah.
And then the next one, get him to lose.
Get him to lose, manipulate. On the other hand, it's been that many years that I feel like if this guy was trying to set him up...
True.
Specifically...
Yeah.
At that point, he could literally have just been like, hey, come and visit me at
True.
so-and-so place.
True.
Not been there, and Van Zieks suddenly doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah.
And he's like,
No,
but
no,
you
that is
asked me to
true.
come and visit you there and then you didn't show up. And Strongheart's like, how dare?
Yeah.
Implying that I told you, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think...
So he must have had a solid alibi, I think.
Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly at the hand of the Reaper. That's a long run of coincidences.
Well, the Reaper's true identity may well be revealed by this trial.
And the impact that revelation would have on the British public cannot be understated.
Is that why it's a closed trial?
Precisely.
Okay, well, we'll talk about a closed trial now.
Preferably with fewer hours.
You don't have to roll them, you know. That's just what he does when he's in a vile mood.
I think he's trying to assert his dominance by proving his intense Britishness. I don't know. It just felt right. But I'm not very good at it. So sometimes it just doesn't work. I think maybe he's got like some gum in or something and he's worried about spitting. So 50-50 chance. Anyway. This country hasn't seen a closed trial for 10 years! Strongheart's presence so strong he keeps making the game lag. I'm actually wondering if it's the cogs.
Yeah.
Or something?
I don't know.
Because there's no reason for the game to lag. It's on your Switch.
Yeah.
Like...
No, exactly.
Unless it's the capture card screwing up.
No,
But, I mean, yeah, because if it's...
Yeah, the cogs do weird, like, they're really janky
Yeah.
looking this time. Like, they suddenly go and then suddenly there's a jump where it's just...
No, right? It's being really strange, and occasionally when the text is actually, like, scrolling up onto the thing, it hangs for a split second, so...
I don't know why it does
But
this. I think it just... Sometimes
if us
this game just hates
talking
it.
isn't hanging, then
No.
it has to be the game, right? What's
Yeah.
the music doing? Is the
The music plays fine as well.
Oh, that's
There's
so weird. So it's
no
just a
skipping in it.
graphical lag. Okay.
Yeah. So the last one was the Professors. The Trial of Genshin Asogi.
Correct!
Actually, we heard that originally. You were going to be... you were going to prosecute the trial yourself, Lord Strongheart.
Van Zieks entreated me to relinquish the prosecution to him, that he might avenge his brother's death.
Oh, there's so many things wrong with this.
And here we are, 10 years later. With the son of the man Van Zieks had condemned, now looking to avenge his father's death in the same way.
1 second, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna save for a moment, and maybe that will refresh the cogs. I'm doubtful, but...
Just maybe spritz them with a little lemon water.
Yeah. No, he needs to grease those fucking cogs. They keep, like,
They
hanging.
really do. Like, this isn't it. Like,
The fact the music doesn't skip.
Yeah,
like,
what
so-
is all of a sudden so heavy about the animation here? Like, did they not take Kazuma off? Is he just there? Like, are his
Is he stuck in the cogs?
are his missing tentacles like causing the cogs to act up?
I
Because
don't
they
know.
are really gross looking now.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
movement wise,
Anyway,
it's
let's
actually stressing
continue.
me out.
Yeah.
But
Just don't look at the cogs. Just look away.
I'm
They-
just gonna look at Strongheart's titty. Okay,
Yeah, preparing his evil transformation. Yeah, that's correct.
only titty.
They do say that what goes around comes around.
They do say that. However, it would seem that the new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well.
Kazuma is.
I like my organization to run smoothly
Yeah,
in
well,
the exact manner that I prescribe.
maybe the cogs are to highlight how his organization is no longer running smoothly.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah, I like it to run smoother than this animation.
Mm-hmm.
He is obsessed with time and keeps turning his clock, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single cog being out of step with the others.
Boy, do we have bad news for you, sir!
Alternatively, maybe the birds... Maybe there was a bird strike. Or maybe the birds inside this clock tower have been pooping on the cogs so much that they're finally just given up the ghost. Maybe because, like, pigeons' poop is pretty corrosive, right?
Yeah, it is.
So maybe, you know, you can't maintain this properly with birds flying around inside it like that.
So
So I think that's what it is.
yeah, no, so that's what all these gears are about in here. About in here, but the gears in the clock.
In here.
Yes, thank
If
you.
the young man refuses to mesh with the other parts of my great machine, I will be forced to take steps.
Sir? What do you mean?
Not something with which you need concern yourself. In any case, all your questions will be answered tomorrow. That's not a line you want to hear from British people. No, right? I will be forced to take steps is usually, yeah. Gano Noodles gets it. Murder, but polite. Now, I shall have to ask you to excuse me.
You're excused.
As of this...
You can leave the table, it's okay.
It wasn't funny. Why am I laughing? I don't... As of this moment, I've been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours.
Oh, my, that is a long time.
And I hold you entirely responsible.
Even though we miraculously managed to fit everything into not even 5 minutes.
No, it's because you showed up and I started lagging, you bastard!
I wonder if you might agree to talking with Prosecutor Soki?
No. And discussions between the defense and the prosecution outside of the courtroom are... Can you tell that I tried to roll that and it went very, very badly? Outside of the courtroom are generally frowned upon. He's too busy for this.
Mm-hmm.
However, I will make an exception in this case. Now go! You can find him in his office. I hate that little gap between his stupid cuff and his stupid glove. I hate it.
I
It
know,
makes
right?
me feel so cold.
Just everything apart. No. Oh, thank you!
Stupid clown glove. And the gap and the cold.
I don't want to be here anymore. Let's go.
Let's go to see him at once, Mr. Naruhodo.
That's his plotting murder gap. That's why they all say on the underground, mind the gap. Oh my god, it all makes sense. Mind the gap, the plotting murder gap. If you see the gap, beware. Mind.
Kazuma's my best friend in the world, but
Honestly, it all makes sense.
I'm really not at all sure I know how to talk to him at the moment. I want to leave the laggy room, please, game!
I hope everything else is going to be less laggy.
Okay, so... Oh, we're going to Zieks' house while he's not here! Well, his office, anyway. It's not his house. Well...
This is very awkward.
Oh, look, a tiny
Oh,
little miniature.
Wait.
Did they build that?
Who-
Kazuma built this!
I was gonna say, yeah, Kazuma has to have built this because, hang on, if this is
Oh my
the
God.
office in the prosecutor's set, this isn't his house, this is
No,
his office.
That's what I said. This is
yeah,
not his house.
no, but I
it's
meant
his
like,
office.
yeah, like legitimately. So he brought his wine barrels and his bats, and he's now making little freaking maquettes.
Maybe he has a special artisan. He gets this. Made
I wonder.
by.
Yeah,
Well,
I
don't-
love the tiny little boarded up window. That's adorable. How fun! They didn't put the little painting though. They missed the little painting. They put the things on the fireplace, but they didn't put the little painting of the guy's wife.
Oh, you're right.
And then they have the itty bitty police officer on the thing and a giant portrait of his brother. That, yeah. But the bats.
The bats, which are hanging around there. Just
Yeah, they're just there with their glowy eyes.
This is seriously a health issue. Like,
yeah, very much.
So
that's why he keeps his crates and crates and crates as hallowed chalices, I think. And the distillery. I'm still not 100% sure on the alembic in the corner. Do you think...
Tea, coffee.
You think?
You don't say coffee somehow.
Yeah, coffee. You can easily
serves
imagine that his
coffee.
office is also his house. He probably has like a futon in the back underneath the portrait.
Yeah, this man does not go...
Or actually, I say
swear.
futon, man. Man hangs upside down on the curtain rail like the bats.
So, this is the office of Prosecutor Asogi now, is it?
You've got a point there, Dio. Entirely
Also-
possible that it was Clint who had the portrait installed. You think it's reasonable to assume this was Clint's office first? I
Yeah.
think you've got very much a point.
Oh my god, he was so
Clint
up his own arse. Like,
just straight up put a big old picture of himself holding like a sword
Yeah.
and posing. Like, yes. Literally in Fun Seeks' chair, yeah.
I really wish.
I mean, we were joking about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is dreadful.
Yeah.
It's more of a stool. Actually, those stools are very high for that table.
His chair is on the left.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he got like an office.
It's
He got a
missing.
desk on the left.
He's got a desk, but where's the chair?
I think it's on the left of it.
On the left of it. I thought that... Oh, no, yeah, you're right. I thought it was up against the window, but it's not. There's a big gap. My bad.
No, the bitch wanted daylight at his back, apparently.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, wait, that's not fair, because then you're in your own shadow.
Yes.
That's a terrible place to put a chair.
Yes!
Somebody needs to teach this man about interior design. Clint
Completely.
installing cool things. Fun 6 years later. It needs to be spookier!
It's for the brooding, like, you know, he
True.
lost
Of
everyone.
course, people walk in the door, and he has to be sitting with his back to the light, so that he can be all, like, mysterious and shrouded.
Yeah.
And then he brings his cape up,
Mm-hmm.
like he's gonna sneeze, you know?
Yeah.
He's doing so well, he's stealing our defendant's office. Yeah. Kazuma-sama is doing so well for himself.
Pardon, he took another man's office.
Yeah.
He's squatting.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah, that's right. He is
Oh.
almost literally, in fact, actually.
Yeah.
Squatting.
No, even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor, Japanese style, in that dark corner.
Do you think forced? It's his habit to sit Caesar style,
Yeah.
style, whenever he's working. That is success in England, yeah. To squat on the floor of your superiors, yes, you should be grateful.
Kazuma.
You're right, that is a big chair,
He is
though.
awful lagging. Why is my game lagging?
Why is it so weird? I thought it wouldn't be long before you paid me a visit, Ryunosuke.
You know what I'm gonna do? So I'm just gonna save it. I'm gonna reboot it for a second.
Yeah, that's fair, because this is silly.
I don't know why it's lagging the way it is, but it's not the capture card because the music plays
Of
fine.
course, yeah. He's pondering if he should throw out the chalices.
Yeah.
Even your Switch is kind of laggy.
Yeah, I think my Switch is having some problems.
Yish.
I don't know why.
I want...
Everything is just a bit jank today.
Cool. Is it...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Blech.
I don't know why it's having a moment of issues.
Better switch up that attitude, yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I hate that, thank you.
so I blame the Switch.
Yeah.
Don't know what else to say. It's just being a bit jank today.
It bothers me, though, that it's so jank.
Yeah.
I have read this line.
Yeah.
At least it loads up quickly. I was right about what I said, wasn't I?
Sorry? Whoa, okay.
Ah, oof. Is your Switch alright? Is it overheating?
Yeah, I mean, I could always just turn it off and back on again. Anyway.
But you have all the makings of a great defense lawyer.
Well, I always believed that you'd... Wow, okay, my Switch is really having a moment.
Blimey.
Well, I always believed that you'd fulfill your dream of advocating in the British courts.
A good thing this game doesn't have that much impacted by lag. No, I agree.
Exactly. I just never imagined for 1 second that it would be as a prosecutor, even.
Seeing you stand in a foreign courtroom, so gallantly realizing your dream, Kazuma-sama. I'm truly happy for you.
And I am truly thankful to you, Judicial Assistant Mikotoba. Ryunosuke, I always thought it would be fun for you and I to shake up the British legal system a little together. This isn't quite how I envisaged it, but I suppose it's just another twist of fate.
I've learned a lot of things during my time in London. About how Suzato-san's father was himself a visiting student here once, along with Jigoko.
The fact that those guys have just arrived.
Yeah.
And stuff from 10 years ago is once again being stirred up to the point where somebody died is still giving me pause.
Yeah. It's like...
it can't be coincidence.
No.
But...
And about what happened with your father.
Then you'll have no difficulty understanding why I had no choice, why I had to find a way to get to Britain as a visiting student myself.
I want to hear it from you, Kazuma.
As you wish, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Oh, we can't we can examine. Do you want to examine or do you want to
I want to examine.
Want to examine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start here. There's Lord von Zieks' incredibly stylish desk.
It's not my style, though.
Wow. No, I noticed you've been working at the little table on the floor, kneeling down. I don't know if it's size as it's a style. I thought it was some kind of punishment set up by Lord von Zieks when I first saw it.
I find it the most comfortable way to work.
I can't do it. After a couple of minutes of sitting with my legs folded under me, they start to go tingly. That's a mood. I have the same thing. If I were to sit like that, it would really
And your
hurt.
legs are so small, too.
Yeah. I just
Don't
do it.
exaggerate, Ryunosuke. We both know you can't even manage a minute.
Wow. Wowies.
They
Okay.
really are besties, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay. It's
oh wow!
really.
It's really. Is your Switch okay?
I'm gonna take it. It's possible it's overheating or something.
Yeah, that's what I
So
wondered about.
just give me a second. while I
'Cause
check
I'll-
the thing.
Mm.
I mean, it's in
Don't
the dock.
forget to hide the thingy before you.
Yeah, I will do. Sorry,
Mess
everyone.
with
I
it.
don't know why my Switch is having issues, but it's never done this before.
No, this is something else. Also, this is really not that heavy a game, I'd have thought.
No, it's not. I mean, no, it's not.
I mean, we're assuming that it's. Oh,
Since I've got a shit.
that's me.
I'm actually gonna mute the audio.
When was
for
the
a
last
second.
time it restarted? That's a very good point.
My Switch.
Yeah. Maybe like a year. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna unplug.
Yeah,
this for a
we'll just restart
I'll
it.
just restart the Switch for a second because
Is it warm?
it's probably. I mean, it's always warm. Have you ever had a Switch in a dock?
Oh yeah. It always freaks me out when it's.
No, it's not like been a year, but
No, it hasn't been that long.
you know how it goes like sometimes, and you go like,
And you just.
do I need to restart things? And
Yeah. It just. Yeah.
I actually don't even remember how to restart the Switch.
There's a doohickey on the what's it. Hang on, I'll come over.
Yeah,
No.
Oop.
Why'd you press that for?
because not on purpose. I pressed on the on button for long. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was it, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Can you tell the last time I restarted my Switch was the last time it crashed because I hadn't restarted it in a while?
Yeah. Usually the only times I restart this thing is when I get a system update.
Yeah.
And
But
it will be a while. It has been a while since it's had a
No,
system
mine's
update.
got a system update pending that I keep clicking away. That's only been for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just restart the Switch. Well, wow, the Switch restarts quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Maybe I should save up to get you a new Switch.
No! I mean, this is one of, like, the release Switches. It's
I
that
know.
old.
It's the one that we shared before you got me my own for
Yeah.
our anniversary, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have not had an update last week, I don't think.
No, mine's definitely not. No, well, actually, I wouldn't know whether or not mine was last week because mine has had an update. I'm not joking. A couple months.
Okay, I will just quickly check while it's out of the dock whether or not it still lags like a little bit.
Okie dokie.
Well, it plays smoothly right now. So
Right
if
now.
it starts lagging once it's in the dock, it's having
Oh,
problems
my
with the
why.
dock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
You only stop updates on Tears of the Kingdom because why would you fix item cloning?
Oh my god, really?
For sure.
Well, I'm gonna plug it in. I'm gonna pray it doesn't act up afterwards. There we go. Okay, the music is back, so let's see if it also wants to capture things. Yay!
Yippee. Wow, that was surprisingly smooth.
Yeah.
Huh.
There we go. Music is back too. Well, let's see. Because if it's acting up, it could be just the capture card also having problems.
It definitely seems a little smoother for now.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, for now.
Nah, it's still a bit, so I think it's the capture card.
Oh boy.
Lord Van Zieks' fine collection of hallowed chalices and bottles, all neatly lined up.
Yes, he's extremely particular about all that. He has a strict regime for everything, from the storage of the casks to the bottling of their contents.
Yeah, it's lagging a little. So, okay, so the capture card's jank. Cool.
Okay, there's one option for that. One moment, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try one more thing.
You're not gonna move it from one hole to
Oh,
the
I
other.
am. Yeah, I am.
Oh my.
Yeah, although, I mean, the other thing is just plugging it out and back in again, you know?
Turning it off and on again.
Turning it that's the correct one. And if this doesn't work it well, then we're just shit out of luck and we have to play with the lag today.
Well, that's... You know, did I say that one already?
Oh, I might as well repeat it.
He has a strict regime for everything, from the storage of the casks to the bottling of their contents.
Gosh, you must be having a really tough time of it being... Sorry. Gosh, you must be having a really tough time of it being his apprentice.
Yeah, it's true. That is the last resort, is giving it a gentle pet and a little kissy.
Yes.
A little kissy.
Actually, no.
Oh?
He's so particular about it all, he refuses to let anybody else touch any of it. So it's been quite easy for me, in fact.
Talk about weird.
Is that weird?
I want to check out the miniature quite badly, if I'm
Yeah.
honest. Oh my god, look
Do you
at it.
think he
Oh,
makes...
they even did a blood stain in
Yeah.
a wig!
Do you think he makes itty bitty stop motion animations in it when he's done?
Oh my god. I like to think so. Some of these items are in the wrong place, I feel
I was gonna
like.
say, Gregson's dead in exactly the wrong place.
Also, the gun is too far over, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, this is really poorly done. Laid out. Shocking.
Is this what happens when Van Zieks isn't around? Is
I
this
think
like
so. The accuracy is just very, very bad. Perspective is really off, yeah.
But I do like the fact that they went through the trouble of putting like little notes on the board.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that the lamp basically looks like it's a little piece of paper that's just stuck on there.
Yeah.
Some of the other
It
things
really
look like
does.
they're actually made out of balsa wood and the lamp's paper.
Yeah, same for the stool.
Uh,
It looks very...
It does look very, doesn't it? Same for the candelabra.
Yeah.
The model is floating off the table, but that's okay. You can only do so much with
Yeah.
vintage sellotape.
What the... It's a
It's a
model
scale
of the
model of the crime scene.
Sorry. Oh, yes, I realised that. Does the prosecution office make a model of the scene for every single case?
Apparently so.
But who did it then? Because
Sometimes it helps to visualize things better and notice things you hadn't spotted before. Actually, the miniature notice board is my work. I would have liked to hope that it's all your work, given that Van Zieks is in jail. Who's making this?
He's been making this like... Is that what he's been doing in jail?
Yeah.
Be honest, you enjoyed making that.
Jesus.
Can we still talk about the bats?
yes, please. Van Zieks was allowed a carving knife. Yeah, he's just sitting there with his little craft thing. Just
Wow. Sorry.
you
wow.
disturbed the bats, did you? Fitting companions of Lord Van Zieks, wouldn't you say?
Actually, I've seen things flying in Lord Strongheart's office too. Dove. Is it doves?
Dove.
Doves, I think.
You know
Why
what-
did I say dove?
You know what that
I am so thrown off by this lag. I forgot what birds are. Gods.
He commissions it along with his chalices. A good point. He has a whole team of artisans. I forgot.
Yeah.
Perhaps you have to like birds to attain rank in the judiciary here. So they're all bird Pokemon trainers. Is that what we said? Although bats aren't birds, of course.
No. But they're all flying types, so we're still good.
Yeah.
How about a sparrow for you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. Sorry. I'm just thinking out loud.
I find it quite funny that the lag sometimes when he turns his head makes his nose look like it's breaking. Because the line kind of snaps from one bit to the other bit, and he's just like plump. It's kind of beautiful.
I'm just trying to find things to check out. Let's check the portrait again.
Yes.
Do you know who the man in the portrait is?
Well,
God,
yes.
come on!
Of course, we've talked about this.
We've looked at the photo! We literally have a
We literally
photo
know
of the
who-
man now.
Well, so didn't Fun Zieks literally say, "That's my brother, bitch"?
Or maybe, no, Kazuma might not know who he is.
Oh well.
Because, I don't know, everybody
He was
likes
in the
leaving him in
room.
the dark.
He was literally sitting over there when Fun Zieks was like, "Yes, that's my brother. Bugger off." Did you just say he was prettier than me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
It's possible, but still, why would I?
What? But you're Lord Van Zieks' apprentice!
Yes, apprentice, not friend. And during the time I was suffering from amnesia, I didn't even notice that picture.
Oh, really? I mean, it's not the smallest picture.
I wouldn't have the first idea what the man decorates his office with.
Okay, calm down. We get to check
Glug
the-
glug, motherfucker.
Some of the perspectives on those seem a bit...
I think they
It's the
took.
reflection.
They,
Oh, sorry.
I think they took one and then just rotated it,
Yeah.
and then like I don't know. At least we know that it's pre-AI. So
Yeah, I
It
think they
looks
tried to
weird
do the
because-
shadows,
yeah.
the shadows cast of the candles, and it just
looks really strange. But at least we know that a human fucked that up, and that's what matters.
casts floor to ceiling, just like the last time we were here.
Endless supply.
Hallowed barrels even, I suppose.
They're arranged according to vintage, flavour, and region. Every week, they're all taken out and put back in order.
What, every week?
Lord Van Zieks can't seem to settle on the perfect way of arranging them, you see.
Oh.
He's one of those people, the people who arrange their musical albums in like a certain way and then go like, no, do you know what, I need to organise my music again.
Yeah, I used to be like that with my video game collection.
You did?
Like when I had storage space.
Yeah. Vintage, flavour, and region don't neatly coincide, that's the trouble.
Jesus Christ, man. Gosh, being his apprentice must be a real challenge.
He definitely seemed autism coded for sure. Actually, no.
Oh.
He considers the task too important to entrust to anybody else, so he does it entirely on his own.
So he's a barrel of laughs here and in God then. I hope you really said that with your inside voice
really
now,
hope
right
so,
now.
yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Also, barrel of laughs, badum-tish.
Hey, why, Switch, why do you hate me so? You've not done this to any other chunks of the fucking game.
No, right?
We get to this and it's like, I am dying, Squirtle. Okay, well.
I guess now we have to talk because
Oh, these are very heavy subjects.
They are, aren't they?
Let's start with your disappearance. It's getting on for a year now, since what happened on the SS Buria.
the image of Van Zieks hauling around those wine-filled barrels. No, right? He must be pretty beefy. Yeah, like, is that how he does it? He's not actually trying to rearrange them. He just needs an excuse for a workout.
Oh my god. We were heading across the oceans from Japan to Great Britain. I like that we get a little picture now.
Yeah, right? Wardrobe.
When a bizarre series of coincidences led to those tragic events.
That's not supposed to say serious, but it did. A bizarre series of coincidences.
It did, didn't it?
It literally said serious of coincidences. It's supposed to say series.
It does. It does.
This is the second typo we've noticed in this case alone. It's kind of beautiful.
I think this game is just breaking
I
at this
think
point.
it's just shattering into pieces. You're never supposed to finish it. We were never supposed to get this far.
I thought I'd lost my best friend forever.
dissolving around us. I must have been unconscious for a long time. When I awoke, I was lying on a bed. It was a narrow little room. There was a posy of flowers by the pillow.
What?
Sounds like a hospital. It took me a little while to realize that I was in the cabin of a ship. I slipped out of the room and headed up onto the deck.
Were you already suffering from amnesia at that point?
Yes, I didn't know what had happened or where I was. There was just this voice in my head. You have something you have to do. Something no one else can know about. I should be whispering.
Go to Great Britain. Your task awaits you there.
I genuinely hope nobody ever gets this voice in there. Terrible plan.
Wow. Yeah, no, actually, I hope nobody gets my voice in their head ever. If you do, please don't tell me. I don't want to know. Well, it was a calling I couldn't ignore. It compelled me relentlessly. Out on deck, I saw that I was on a huge steamship, and we were docked in a large port. It must have been Hong Kong. Yeah, Hong Kong. Yeah, not Shanghai or any of the other places.
We were like, we
could...
just forgot.
We were at some port town.
Rotterdam. Yes, it must have been. Presumably just before they were due to carry your body off the ship.
Or anywhere. Liverpool or Rome. I had no idea of the situation, but I did have the feeling that this was in some way my last chance. So I concealed myself among the disembarking passengers and went ashore. Maybe his uniform isn't even that sculpted, it was just made for him when he was slimmer, and then after holding enough wine barrels he's about to burst out. I shipped that.
Yep.
To be fair, by this point the writers must have been tired. No, I agree. I'm not really complaining that they slept up, but it's always fun to see typos that get missed. Just kind of like, having a typo in a publication of a book makes it inherently more valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice to find mistakes. It just gives it kind of like, hey, a human touched this,
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, when it comes, not to burst anyone's bubble here, but when it comes to localization, it's usually not done in chronological order.
No, that's true too.
It's usually just divided into teams. But even so, I still love it that nobody picked up on this.
Yeah, either
Everybody
of them.
But it's also one of those things, like, when you're tired, indeed, it's such an easy one to miss, because when, like, my brain loves to replace similar words with each other like that at the best of times. Serious, it wouldn't pick it up.
Yeah, like, they're also, I can't remember what the other typo was, but it was something Susato said.
Yeah.
But it was a word. It was definitely something that, like, a spell checker wouldn't have picked up, because it was just a replacement of one word to another. So depending on how they transcribed stuff, it could easily have been, because, like, series and serious, and it was like another, I don't remember, but yeah. An amnesiac walks off a ship and James is like, I'm sure this will work out later, old chap!
Yeah.
See you! Yeah, Sholmes did, I think, say that he accidentally lost him when he went to look for him. But yeah, agreed. Sholmes just being like, this seems fine!
Yeah.
And then I disappeared into the crowded streets of that foreign port city. So I could plan my onward journey to Great Britain.
Oh, you're turning to Britain. We're going to continue with the conversation.
Exciting. Just under a year ago, with all my past memories lost to me, I was left behind in Hong Kong. Everything was foreign to me. The sights, the sounds, the smells. My head reeled. I was truly at a loss. I realized now that I'd escaped as a dead man, with nothing but the clothes on my back. No money, of course. Oh, how terrifying for you. Which hole did you sell?
Oh my God.
Luckily, though, I had 2 feathers in my cap.
The only person who does that
One's from very rare birds, I think.
One being your knowledge of English, I suppose.
That's right. And on the back of that, I was able to pick up some work as a deckhand on a cargo ship, allegedly. Eventually, after calling at countless ports, I finally arrived at Dover.
Like,
Sirius
this is
also...
impressive. Sorry.
What's impressive?
No, that he managed to get here. This
no,
is
I
impressive.
agree.
So.
Eventually, yeah.
But yeah, Sirius.
Within a year. Sirius is also close enough to series that a brain might, after a lot of text, which in this case has, skip over a thing.
Exactly
no, I agree
that.
completely. Yeah, like again, I'm not judging. I just think it's charming and entertaining.
It
But,
also
yeah.
happens in 14 quite a lot.
It does. Certainly, shortly they tend to patch them in quite quickly, though.
Yeah.
I think people report them.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember one time I reported a typo in WoW when I was doing the beta.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was like, okay, typos are a thing that you're supposed to do, right? Like when you're playing the beta version of something, the pre-release.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were literally invited to join the beta to help, you know, catch bugs and shit.
And they were like, no.
And I pointed out a typo, and the person I was talking to was like, "And this affects me how?"
It's like,
why the fuck are you telling me this? I was like, because it's literally the point.
Yeah, it's not just gameplay breaking here.
It's not just gameplay breaking. Like literally, this thing doesn't actually make sense because of the way I can't remember. It was like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
even, I don't know.
Very much. No, it's over 10 years ago.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah,
Well,
well
like
over
a
10
decade
years
and a
ago.
half.
But yeah, good point. Yeah. Anyways, I really don't remember what it was, but it was literally like, this is just garbage. This is gobbledygook. This is bullshit. Please. And then the person was literally just, and why are you telling me?
Yeah.
Do you not think I've got more important things to do? I was like, well, actually, no. But okay. Yeah, it's been a lot longer than 10 years. 10 years, you say? Oh, yeah! I killed Mufasa. I mean, the professor. I mean, Baroque van Zieks.
Uh-huh.
It was me, I did this. That must have been some 3 months ago now.
Your formidable tenacity of purpose showing itself again. I mean, the man had lost his memory and had literally nothing to his name, but he still managed to make his way to London on the opposite side of the world.
Of course, I had no idea why I'd moved heaven and earth to get here at that point.
So, how did you end up becoming Lord van Zieks' apprentice then?
That can only be called an extraordinary stroke of luck, really. You see, I was stopped at the border because I had no papers. They took me straight to Scotland Yard.
Uh-huh.
And by sheer coincidence, Lord Strongheart was there to attend a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the second feather in my cap came into play. Would that have been your knowledge of the law? Yes, exactly. Lord Strongheart was curious about an Easterner with intimate knowledge of British law. Coincidence, yeah, that's definitely a thing that exists in cases like this. He took me back with him to the Supreme Court and assigned me to the prosecutor's office.
And then, 9 days ago...
In 9 days, that's how long it's been.
I hate that mask very much.
I love her bread.
You finally got your memory back after the trial involving Drebber. Good old Drebber.
Yes, I did. Like he's so moved by this that he just can't move his head smoothly. He just has to be like,
yeah, your father again.
We've all been that tense at some points, right? When
Yeah.
we just shoulders are so tense that our necks don't move smoothly, right? And we're like, I'm lagging.
Ever since I first met you at Yume, you talked about your dream.
Mark my words, Ryunosuke, I'll be chosen as a visiting student and make my way to Great Britain someday.
Did you know the entire time about what happened to your father here?
16 years ago. Oh, flashbacks.
Oh, look at him!
Hey, so baby. When my father left on that exciting trip to Great Britain, I was just a boy.
His father also has the tentacles, but I do not know what they are tied to.
His
I can't figure it
ponytail, I
out.
think.
Oh! Yeah, you're right, he has a ponytail!
He's got like a little ponytail vibe going on,
Yeah.
so I think they're tied on that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, look at him. He's quite cute as an innocent child.
Yeah, an innocent, same haircut though, which is always exciting.
Yeah.
We took a photograph together the day before his departure. It's my last memory of him. But what I remember most about my father is his unswerving sense of justice. 6 years after he left, a gentleman called at our family home. He told me that Genshin, my father, had been taken ill in England and passed away.
It was Professor Mikutoba, your father, Susato-san.
Sus!
Oh my.
I know the story, but even so.
But still, sus.
Yeah.
Ever since then, the professor was very good to me. He even helped to fund my university education at Yume. I will be forever in his debt. But nevertheless, I just couldn't bring myself to believe what he'd told me. Oh. Then one day, a letter arrived at our house from Britain. There was no indication of the sender, so I opened it, assuming it was from an old acquaintance of my father. Yeah, he likes illness as an excuse, doesn't he? What I read in that letter changed my entire life.
What did it say?
It said that my father had been a mass murderer, and the writer cursed the Asogi name.
Okay.
Thanks for the letter, Fanzieks.
I was just gonna say, was this you, Fanzieks? Sounds like something you would do.
Yeah. Oh no! As a result of that letter, I found out what had been hidden from me all those years. I could have been stronger.
Oh, well, yeah. Just like...
To accidentally
poking
instill
things.
a sense of justice, maybe. I don't know.
Letter from Britain. Did it have a sender?
Presumably, the letter was sent from a relative of one of the victims. If whoever it was had been a member of the judiciary, he could have been present at the closed trial.
Oh.
Young Fancy sending hate mail is kind of funny though, no, I agree. I think he cut it out from all the newspaper pieces and like pasted it together into a letter. The letter revealed that my father had been sentenced to death, executed for being a killer.
I'm so sorry you had to find out that way.
I imagine the British government did its very best to silence whoever sent that letter. I can't read. That someone who knew the truth and couldn't bear the resentment was always going to be a problem. But still, it could have been written by anyone. Why would you believe such a thing? A good point. He didn't know that Genshin had a family. It's a very good point, yeah. There was a newspaper cutting included with the letter. It was the first I'd ever heard of the professor and his terrible killing spree. Well, what did my father have to say about the letter? I couldn't bring myself to show it to him.
What? Why not?
Because he'd deliberately concealed the truth from me by telling me my father was taken by a fatal illness.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but, that couldn't have been easy for him. And he'd done it out of consideration of my feelings. Or my feelings, whatever. So instead, I showed the letter to Judge Jigoku.
Oh. To the other visiting student. It's Judge Sussy. Is this man bun like not going to save him from being super sus?
He is, but I'm current. Yeah, I'm. That thing that was it Kinado said about stab wound versus gunshots.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. He faltered for the briefest of moments, but then he just laughed the letter off. But in that moment, I saw it on his face. He was undeniably shocked, shaken momentarily before recovering his poise. A year later, my bereaved mother succumbed to the strain of grief, and she too passed away.
Oh boy.
That's when I made up my mind that one day, without fail, I would cross the seas to Britain and seek the truth for myself.
Uh-huh.
The truth about my father, Genshin Asogi. And I wouldn't let anyone stand in my way. Oh, Kazuma-sama.
Oh, the Reaper's trial.
Why would Genshin do a murder?
Oh yeah. It is weird.
Unless a Shin maybe killed Genshin. Maybe she was the one who shot
him?
That is possible that she's the one who tied it all together. She was the very first case we handled.
Yeah.
Off stream.
Yeah, upstream, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like... Although, I mean, if you'd known that she was responsible, would she have actually made it out of the trial? Do you think? I don't know. What we learnt today in court turned things completely on their head. It was an impressive piece of lawyering, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Aw, these are friendo compliments. I was looking at
Yeah,
you.
right.
Lord Van Zieks isn't the Reaper, you know. I almost don't want to believe it myself. But it turns out that Inspector Gregson himself, the victim, was...
It's clear that the inspector was behind the Reaper's activity all along.
What? You mean you knew?
And the real question is, who's been giving orders to the inspector? Gee, who, I wonder. Yes, Baroque van Zieks is the real Reaper. And I know that 10 years ago it was him who decided my father must be a mass murderer and sent him to his grave. No, he was merely seeing that justice was done as the law dictates. He's not to blame. Ultimately, it's people who condemn people. Ultimately, it's people who condemn people. The law is just a tool that they use to do it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bull. And when a man condemns another, he must take responsibility for his actions. Of course he must. But I know for certain that my father would never have taken another man's life. You know, the thing is, like, I mean, Van Zieks was the prosecutor. So whatever happened with the shooting and everything, he was still the person who believed, I don't know. Yeah, Van Zieks likely got given dodgy evidence by Strongheart. No, for sure.
I mean, it's been clear as well, like, considering also how much in the pocket, what's her name?
Yeah,
how much in his pocket she was.
Yeah.
Like, how he was probably able to bend everything, like,
Yeah,
around him, like, definitely checks out.
Well, it makes sense as well. Like,
Yeah. Kazuma.
Yeah, who would give person orders? The prosecutor, exactly, like the main guy leading everything, who clearly also recognized him, given that he's the one who assigned him to Van Zieks in the first place.
Yeah.
On the contrary, my father's life was taken by the Reaper. They did not. Did they clarify how how Clint died? No, I don't think they ever did.
I don't think they did. No. No, we don't. We really don't. Really. He got killed by the professor. Is all we know.
Yeah.
So. Oh,
so allegedly he got killed by Genshin.
Yeah.
So potentially, if he was the professor, Clint, I mean, Genshin, that might be the only person that Genshin ever killed, if he's the one who took him out.
That's also true. Shit, yeah.
Because if they had proof that Genshin killed Clint, but he killed him potentially to protect someone, or, you know?
Or he just found out that this is the killing bastard and, took him out.
But where would he take him out when justice... Yeah. Although, unless he thought that maybe justice wouldn't be served. Assuming Genshin had the sword and passed it on to Kazuma, yeah. Like, how the hell did they get that back? I guess maybe, what's his name? Mikitoba, Daddy Mikitoba maybe brought it back. Or, I guess, Jigoku. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this is where, Okay, well, this is apparently it. We don't want to go to the hospital, right? We first want to visit everything else. So let's go to the Great Waterloo Hotel. Let's talk things that will absolutely not cause problems with Daddy if he's still here.
Yeah, quite.
I mean, he's been here for like an entire day just sitting
on the sofa in the lobby.
Yeah.
I thought it yesterday, and I think it again today. This place is so princely.
You don't feel like Clint was the professor. Like, you get this weird complex feeling that Genshin and Clint had tracked it down. They killed Clint and Strongheart scapegoated Genshin. Well, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Like, I'll admit, because, Socket was like, what if Clint was the professor? And I was like, no, you know what? I like that. So I just
Yeah.
that's
we
why
kind
I've
of
been
got all that. Like, yeah.
harping on it. I
Yeah.
like it a lot.
Yeah.
But no, good point. I like, so Strongheart was potentially professoring the whole time, and it was just part of the same Reaper thing. Of course, they couldn't use the Professor once the Professor was dead, so they just scapegoated Van Zieks and made him like the Reaper.
Yeah.
Making sure potentially that Van Zieks actually had an alibi for the first one. So they could be like, yes, he's the Reaper, but he's got an alibi, so he can't be the Reaper, you know?
You don't have thought of that, but yeah, that's a really good point.
Just like using him as kind of like a...
Yeah.
I like that as a concept though, yeah.
Man, checks out. Anyway. It's a wild guess, but I have a feeling you'll think the same tomorrow too.
My tea has a finer fragrance than whatever they're serving in the tea room here, though, wouldn't you say?
Ah, look what we have here. This is an unexpected pleasure. That is him.
Ah, Father.
Daddy.
Oh, is this your daddy, Susie? How lovely.
What a charming young lady.
Charming
you are.
lung you have. He is a doctor, that's quite frightening. Can you imagine? What a beautiful lung.
Oh, really? So you're the author of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, are you?
Oh boy, oh fuck, oh no.
That's me, Iris Wilson, at your service, sir.
Also, if I find out that this is what fixed the lag, I'm going to have a scream.
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do?
Killed the Google search that was still up in Firefox. I forgot that was still up.
That wouldn't surprise me.
No!
Yeah. I do not want. I'm oh shit, oh fuck, I'm knowing over here, like, about this concept. I don't like the thought that this is how Iris finds out that.
Susie's been such a wonderful friend to me over the last year, you know.
Well, Miss Wilson, I must say I read your works regularly and with much interest.
Iris actually lives with Mr. Sholmes, you know, Father.
Is that so? Well, perhaps that goes some way to explaining that bright look in your eyes.
Drugs.
It's all the caffeine, yeah. Children shouldn't have caffeine, Sholmes.
No, they should not, Sholmes.
You wouldn't be smiling so airily if you knew just how bright she is. Believe me. No, the lag is definitely back.
Okay.
Now then, young Naruhodo, it was a pleasure seeing you in action earlier. As an invitee of the symposium, I was allowed to observe from the gallery, after I twisted some arms. And I must say, it was a truly exemplary performance. Oh, well, thank you very much. Although I'm fairly sure you omitted by Kazuma on the end there. No, please don't misunderstand. It was you who impressed me.
You really have to stop talking out loud, mate.
Really? You didn't miss a step against Asogi, and we all know how capable he is. Really, to have matured into such a fine defense lawyer in less than a year is quite extraordinary. It's very kind of you to say so, and really nice to hear. What I saw in court today confirmed what I'd been hoping for. The favour I mentioned yesterday, Naruhodo? I trust you haven't forgotten. Stupid Sholmes gets in my Naruhodo now. I hope you're happy. Oh, no, you didn't. You did mention something, didn't you?
But first, we have something to report, Father.
No, not in public!
No.
Jesus Christ, not in
Can we
public!
just go to the... Oh, boy.
Of course. Shall we take tea while we discuss matters further? I wonder where Judge Chigoku has got to.
This is like the
Where
second
is
time
the sassy man?
The second time we've been like, I wonder where Judge Goku is. I don't like
Let's
the
see, maybe he's
implication.
hiding.
Yeah,
I'm half
maybe.
expecting Sholmes staying around here
Yeah.
somewhere. I would
I'm
actually
always-
welcome that.
I am genuinely always surprised when we pan sideways and Sholmes isn't just like in the background, like
Yeah.
against a wall.
I don't think. Wow, this one time it didn't actually change. Okay, it's acting kind of smooth right now, so maybe it did fix most of the lag. I normally
keep
don't leave
talking-
those tabs open. So
You keep
that's-
talking about it.
Yeah,
Which
well,
just brings the lag back. He's dreadfully busy getting the blood off his hands, you assume.
you sure talk about Judge Jigoku here? I haven't seen Judge Jigoku for a while. Have you? Sorry. Guilty. But that guilty is still ringing in my ears. No, you mentioned it. I haven't seen him since this morning either.
Oh, so sus.
I suppose since his symposium's opening was postponed, he'll have gone to explore at the Great Exhibition.
That reminds me of something you mentioned yesterday.
I mean, people are allowed to just do things in their spare time.
I know, but in this game,
It's like, oh, they're not in their allocated location. No.
like, he's either in on it or he's dead too. No, agreed. Like,
no,
right?
I don't want Judge Manbun to be suspicious or dead, if I'm honest.
Ooh, can we all just appreciate the exciting perspective on the grate in the fireplace over there?
Yeah.
About Judge Jigoku having once been in the dog himself.
Yes. It was all tied up with that accursed trial. The close trial of Kazuma's father. Zishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. Oh, see, they do break them!
Apparently
Confirmed!
they do. Yep, somebody flipped a desk.
Oh my god!
There you go. Everybody gets their wish.
Oh my god, I wish I could have seen that.
Oh my.
He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged. That sounds awfully convenient, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, oh dear. Although it's worryingly easy to imagine him doing that. Well, it was alright in the end. He was acquitted and we returned home to Japan together.
Thank goodness.
Yes. Talking of Zishiro, I have a copy of the photograph we all took together here yesterday. Please. Oh no! Not that photo! Oh god!
Boy, howdy.
Why are we going to have to use this to, like, prove it was a certain person?
Oh, what a lovely picture.
So if he was prosecuted at the same time, wouldn't that make him a Reaper target? Actually, I think not, that he was just a bit rude in court.
Yeah, I think.
He didn't do an actual super crime. So to
Yeah,
speak.
also it's possible that he wasn't actually prosecuted by Van Zieks. Because
Yeah.
it was only Van Zieks' failings. If he, I mean, because he might have been charged and then prosecuted, like, in a different trial,
Yeah.
maybe? I don't know.
But yeah, if he didn't go up against Van Zieks, then yeah, that wouldn't have happened, no. It certainly seems to shout, "We've arrived in Britain!" I like how he looks awkward as all fucking photographs. That's a mood, isn't it?
Yep.
Commemorative photograph. A photograph taken in the foyer. Oh, foyer. Is it
Foyer.
foyer? It's foyer?
Foyer.
Why is it foyer? Thank you. Of the Great Waterloo Hotel of the morning of Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku's arrival in London for the symposium.
We probably nicked it from the French, if that helps.
I mean, it's foyer in Dutch too.
Well, then we probably nicked it from
That's
you.
why I'm expecting the English to be foyer.
Well, I mean, okay.
It's like,
Depending on who you ask, foyer. But foyer.
for once, it's actually like, yes, we borrowed the word rather than
Yeah.
just going like,
Yeah.
we took the way it looks. Anyway,
The RP is foyer.
none of us had any idea what was coming when we took that, did we?
No. No, that's so true.
I might as well ask about the Reaper.
Father, do you know about the so-called Reaper of the Bailey?
I've heard the rumours. Some members of the judiciary explained it all to me yesterday. Of course, when I was a visiting student here in London, the Reaper was yet to emerge. Right, he didn't appear until after that case, when the visiting students had already returned home.
Or died.
Lord Van Zieks, who was in the dock today, that was Baroque, the younger brother of Clint Van Zieks, I believe. Yes.
That's right. And he's known throughout London as the Reaper, as you've heard. But the truth is, It wasn't him behind all of those mysterious deaths. It was somebody else.
I see. So what you're saying is there's been a professional killer at work here? Exactly. Someone by the name of Asa Shin, in fact. I beg your pardon? Did you say Asa Shin? You mean that Giselle Brat woman? I meant to say Brett, but I'm gonna go roll with Brat now. Who was responsible for killing my great friend?
Oh, this is how she finds out, isn't it?
Oh, no! Oh god!
No, I cannot.
Oh no!
I can't cope.
Oh no! A friend of yours was killed!
Professor Mikatoba, I think perhaps we shouldn't discuss this right now. Because the friend of the professor... because the friend of the professor is talking about this...
Use your inside head voice, Shinosuke! Your inside head voice!
And that's not something we want Iris to find out about. Not like this, anyway. No! No! We are just not going... It's like the favor. We're gonna change the subject. We're just...
So!
You mentioned the favor that you like to ask me. Well, this fateful trial that you're fighting, one way or another, it will be over before long. And when it is, I'd like you to accompany me back to Japan. You want me to do...
What? Father!
What's the meaning of this?
Oh, Susato, you should understand. You've seen how our courts work firsthand. Japan's judicial system is in its infancy, especially when it comes to defense.
Oh, you mean...
The Supreme Court of Judicial... I can't talk more. That word. Thank you. Is in desperate need of a good defense lawyer. As soon as possible. Really quite urgently, in fact. It's kind of sus, mate.
That's very sus.
But I've not been in London a year yet. I've read all of Susato's reports. I'm well aware of your extraordinary talents. And having seen you in action with my own eyes earlier today, there's no question. You, Naruhodo, are precisely the man our country needs.
So, you'd be leaving then, Runo? But then, what am I supposed to do, Father?
You came here to serve as Asogi's judicial assistant. Ah, yes, she's supposed to be Kazuma's assistant. Our government is still in the process of deciding how best to deal with his situation, though. You've always chosen your own path, Susato, and I trust your judgment. In this matter, also.
Father!
Please, the pair of you, don't look so downcast. It's merely a suggestion, you understand. I hope, if I'm honest, but I won't force you. All I ask is that you consider it and come to a decision by the time this trial concludes. Yes, alright.
You won't leave, will you, Runo?
Boy! The thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Up until now, I've just been trying to do what I believed to be Kazuma's will. But it turns out that he's still alive, so where does that leave me? We can't leave Zieks alone like that now.
No.
So...
Yeah, somewhere else we're going, right?
Yeah.
We need to talk about it, though. It won't let us not, I think.
I think I can just leave. I think I could just go to the hospital bed.
Yeah, you could do that, but...
I think that's what I'm going to do.
We'll just leave Iris here.
Yeah. Or maybe just we leave and drop her off at home, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, there's no Dr. Mouse MD.
Well, I think poor Dr. Mouse MD probably requested a transfer after his terrible experience here the last time.
I like how this hospital has one room.
Yeah, right?
There are lots of bottles in that cabinet there, aren't there?
Please don't drink.
You think it's safe to keep them there?
If you were a patient here, I feel sure you'd take some medicine by mistake when you were half asleep.
Same animal.
That is a worry, but at least the cabinet has a lock, even if it's only a flimsy-looking one. I don't see why.
Oh, I've no doubt you'd manage to unlock that somehow while you were half asleep as well.
There are limits even to what I can do when I'm half asleep, you know, Mrs. Otto.
Do some take Van Zieks with us and do some exposure therapy for him by getting him to Japan. Yeah, that would probably... It would either kill him or make him into a better man.
Yeah.
Maybe the game will be nice and move her away. I hope so. But I doubt it. She's got to find out sometime, I think. And I don't like the doctor. Oh, I don't know. I hate it.
Ah, look. A pair of crutches. Before I came to Britain, I hadn't realised they were used here as well.
Why would you just assume that we didn't have crutches?
I imagine they were imported into Japan from Great Britain in the first place.
Oh, so no one in all of Japan broke a leg before their arrival? Anyway, the sight of these things doesn't bring back good memories for me.
Oh dear, did you injure yourself once and need to use some?
When I was little, I thought they looked fun, so I borrowed a pair to play with. But then I slipped and sprained my ankle!
I see.
They contain powerful magic, those wooden staffs. The power to heal and the power to harm!
I think a certain cheeky little boy managed to cause the harm all by himself.
That's really funny.
It sounds like some shit I would say.
It's true.
There are all sorts of medicines in this cabinet. Look! I'm not sure if it's safe leaving them in reach of everyone like this.
Yes, you're right. I can imagine if you were peckish, you might try some of the pills.
Well, at least there seems to be a little lock to secure the cabinet doors. We're going here again.
I don't imagine that would stop you if you were hungry.
I worry that you'd break the lock.
Hunger doesn't turn me into a criminal, you know, Mrs. Otto.
This is a very accurate portrayal of an NHS hospital. No, I agree. It is. Except the beds aren't nearly as full. In an NHS hospital, they'd be stacked 3 high.
Okay, let's check the bed. These must be the patient's treatment notes. Oh, okay. I thought I was checking the note. I mean, the bed book. Let's see. Tendency to jump from windows. Remember to place cushion at the base of wall outside. Aren't we a story up from the ground here?
Are we taking the piss out of somebody's literal,
Yeah!
thingy attempt?
Yes! Yes, we are, I think.
That's, I see
Sorry!
there was a window of opportunity and no. Get out. Curtains for you.
It'll go nicely in front of the window.
Yeah. I see what they were trying to do, but I don't like that. It pains you to say, yeah. It was a very transparent effort of you. I think we should all shut her up, don't you? Because the window shut it. Yeah, okay. You're barred.
Oh dear, poor Mr. Vigil.
Can't help feeling that there's a better solution to the problem than a cushion, though.
Yeah, like...
Finding something you've lost isn't always a happy experience, it turns out. Pursuing the truth can be a very dark business sometimes, can't it?
I'm sorry, but these window jokes are very taxing. It's...
Oh, that's like...
It's like yeah. You punned and you in-joked, and honestly, that's amazing.
I definitely think that gives you a multiplier bonus.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm afraid it can.
They actually should have put him in one of the window tax rooms, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No windows, no jump, no bad jokes. Or they could just close the sodding window.
We're not We're not gonna... Oh, wait, what's this? This notice caught my eye before, actually.
I suppose it's some sort of slogan for the ward? A cheerful welcome message, perhaps?
Let's see. Pay with good cheer. Leave with good cheer. Well, look at that! You were spot on, Mr. Darto. It is full of cheer.
I wonder how many discharged patients pay their medical bills with good cheer, though.
This is pre-NHS, so...
Once I had to have a very painful injection when I fell ill with a cold. I felt awful already, so why did I have to suffer the sting of the injection as well as the bill? I yelled at the doctor.
Oh dear, what terrible treatment.
You like how they just put him by the windows? Yeah, right, it does seem a little bit like they could have just not done that. Maybe popped him on the other side of the room.
Oh, this probably wouldn't have happened if Mouse MD was still around.
Yeah, Dr. Mouse MD was really keeping the whole place together, I think.
Ah, patient treatment notes. What did he say, I wonder? Endless, obliging. I suppose they're referring to the patient in his bed. This bed, but you know.
I would think so, and until Mr. Vigil is a little more stable, it's probably just as well that he has a kindly person in the neighbouring bed.
The endless part is a little worrying though, isn't it? I mean, what if Mr. Vigil suddenly declared that he'd like to take a trip out of the window? Would this endless obliging patient simply open it for him and say, "Be my guest"?
My service to the test.
Let's check with the doctor later.
Oh, Mouse MD is dead, so we
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, that scene was actually really quite distressing. The fact that they're now making a joke about it is...
Yeah.
Like, I get that that's pretty much what the entire game does, constantly. With every single serious thing, they're then like, and then it wasn't so serious, tee-hee. But it makes me a little uncomfortable.
The game is making me go...
The game...
Oh my god!
Oh,
Can we read the text here, please?
In some ways, this place seems to rather suit Lord Fancy. Oh dear, did I say that out loud?
And we're talking about the prison here,
yeah.
in case you didn't see. Like,
yeah.
Sato! Good lord!
So we've asked everything we needed to, Mr. Naruhodo.
Did it occur to you that I don't want to talk about it?
It's probably something really important that we absolutely need to know, though, isn't it?
Converse. Dr. Wilson's death.
It's just a different person called Wilson, just fine. Ah, I've just remembered something. Biscuits! This hotel has the most delicious looking biscuits!
That was rather out of the blue. She's doing this deliberately.
I think I'll go and see if I can purchase some. I wonder, would you like to come too, Iris? Oh, yes! You just try to leave me behind!
Oh,
So,
MVP!
thank you, Susato. You are a genius.
So, that young girl is called Iris Wilson, is she? Yes, that's right. And she's the author of all those adventure stories starring the great detective shows. But the name of the credited author isn't Iris, is it? It's Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, I know. That's the name of her father, you see. Her father? Dr. John H. Wilson. I was deeply indebted to the man for all the kindness he showed me during my time in London. That's why I was keen to reciprocate. I can do words! And invite him to the Imperial University 4 years ago.
Yeah, clearly I can hear it.
But he was murdered last year by Giselle Brett.
That's a nasty gesture, thank you.
Why? Why would the hand of the Reaper stretch all the way to Japan? Because it did. Iris knows nothing about that case, but it seems very likely that the victim, Dr. Wilson, was her father. Well, I can't say that we ever spoke about his family, so I don't know if he had a daughter or not. But I think I can say with some certainty that he was never the great detective's partner. So, it could have been another Dr. Wilson, you think? Well, John and Wilson are both common names after all. Still, it's probably best not to mention this to the young lady until we can be sure. That's what we thought, yes.
We're back with cinnamon biscuits.
Oh, they smell delicious, Iris.
I think cinnamon will go very well with the tea they serve here, don't you, Susie? Yes, I'm sure you're right, Iris.
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I need to telegram government ministers and the Japanese police with this information about assassin. Look what we have done!
Maybe we shouldn't do that. Okay. Cinnamon tea and a splashing of backstabbing. Yes, the most popular of spice.
Of course, Father, thank you.
I look forward to the next month's instalment, Miss Wilson.
Oh, good! And please do come to Baker Street sometime, won't you? We'd love to entertain you.
I would be delighted. Then best of luck for tomorrow, Naruhodo. And, give my suggestion your full consideration, won't you? Yes, I will. Going back home? Uh-oh, music fades away.
Uh-oh.
You know, Kazuma-sama has always meant a great deal to my father. I'm sure he'd love the chance to meet with him and talk to him about all of this.
Yes, no doubt.
Maybe post case, maybe, you know?
Yeah. Assassin. Of course, it's so obvious. Oh, I'm sorry, of course.
Assassin! Of course! It's so obvious! How could I have neglected to consider the possibility before now?
Look what we've done.
Look what we've
Like,
done.
Mr. Sholmes?
Pearly, where have you been?
Why, I joined you all for tea, of course! But what an extraordinary question!
I didn't notice you at all.
No matter, no matter! Anyway, to more pressing concerns, Mr. Naruhodo!
Yeah, well, now the world knows, indeed.
Yeah, quite.
Oh, yes?
I must dispatch a telegram to your country at once! It's a matter of much urgency!
Oh my god. To Japan, you mean?
No, some other country, you dumb... Tell me, to whom can I entrust the task? Quickly now, who?
Like, also, this
Right.
needs to go through, like, so many encoded
Yeah,
levels of encoding.
Oh, well. My father has just now left to send a telegram to the Imperial Police Bureau of Japan himself.
I see. Well, he looks reliable enough for a bearded fellow.
I don't think what father sports could be considered a beard, Mr. Sholmes.
There's not a moment to lose. Kindly ask your trusty unshaven father to see this is sent.
I will, but what is it?
Well, no questions at this time, if you please, Miss Susato. All we can do is pray that for once my deduction is awry.
Doesn't that imply that your deductions are normally correct, Mr. Sholmes? Which isn't exactly...
Now then, you may be surprised to learn that I am a very busy man. I certainly have no time to hide behind settees and eavesdrop on other people's conversations.
So that's what joining us for tea meant.
I leave the sending of this in your hands then, my dear fellows.
Off he goes. Wait a minute! Mr. Sholmes!
He just sort of ran off, didn't he? At quite a pace.
and left the unpaid bill for his tea behind toe. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I must catch up with Father at the telegraph office at once. And I'll run and call us a cab straight away.
And there was me thinking everyone would be clamoring to pay Mr. Sholmes's bill.
So they all rolled over and one fell out. There was one in the bed and the little one said, I don't want to pay this bill.
Where shall we go?
Oh, there was one thing that said, are we sure we've asked
the hospital
everything we needed to? I thought. Oh no, that might have been this one, actually. But yeah, cool. I like how we also just ran out on the bill.
Oh no, we paid.
Do you think?
Do
you think we didn't just sprint out the door? Like
Mr. Naruhodo would never. He's Japanese, he can't do that. The game has established as much.
That is a very good
That
point.
would look suspicious. He's also dressed in all black.
He is, you're right. He does look like a criminal, so he needs to be super, super above board.
Yeah.
This is the ward where Mr. Vigil was brought, apparently.
To be frank, I'm a little worried about seeing him again. Yeah, no shit. Oh, hello.
Ah, the lawyer. Hello again.
Are you feeling better now, Mr. Vigil?
Yes, thank you. Somewhat better.
I'm so sorry to have caused you to... I mean, it was because of me. If I hadn't exposed your secret and forced you to remember things you'd obviously tried to forget.
The prosecutor was here until a few moments ago, too. You just missed him.
Oh, Kazuma beat us to it.
He suspected an assassin being sent to Japan, so what, on the ship to England, did he suspect Kazuma or something to be an assassin he needed to stop or someone he needed to save? Yeah, I wonder if he... it's a good... well, hopefully we'll find out what he suspected. Because...
There's also one other thing. Well, you see, do you remember that weird Japanese policeman who likes to go undercover?
Oh, yeah, the one who was in a bathing suit the last time we saw him.
He was in the first case.
He was, wasn't he?
He was in the second case.
In the second case, yeah.
And he was in the
he was in the first case of the second game.
Yes. And in the second case of the first game.
Yeah, the second case.
So,
he was on the ship with us.
Yeah.
He was in the training case of the first game.
Yeah.
When we were on trial for murdering Wilson.
Yeah.
Which we didn't do on stream.
No.
He was on the ship where Kazuma was allegedly murdered. And we were trying to find out who did it. And we were under suspicion. Which we did part of on stream.
Yes.
And he was the guy in the first case of the second game where we were trying Mr. Natsume again for the murder of Jose Brett, aka Assassin. So, what about him?
That's also kind of sus, though.
I mean, it is sus.
He's involved in every single one. Wilson, Brett.
Yeah, Wilson and Brett.
And potentially could have been...
I mean, yeah.
Kazuma, too.
Maybe, yeah.
It's kind of sussy.
It's a good point.
I'm half expecting him to pop up here somewhere.
Honestly, yeah, it's kind of weird that he was in so many cases and then we didn't get him back again, but I
mean, he's also a side character, of course, but I'm like,
Thank you for not murdering Wilson on stream. Yeah, well, to be fair, that was also, Socket had just picked the game up.
Yeah.
She'd played through it, and then, we were just sitting together, and I looked over to see what she was doing.
Yeah.
And then she started reading the case out to me, and I was having a good time. And then we were like, well, actually, wouldn't it be easier if we just did this on stream?
I was really only expecting to do, like, some.
Yeah, because we were like, we want to play it together, but it's really, like, inconvenient to do it like this.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do a split, like, share the monitors?
Yeah.
And just do it on stream. It would be fun, and we kind of didn't be. And that's how we ended up doing all of this on stream.
I just wasn't expecting you all to enjoy this.
Yeah, I figured that was a joke, sorry, yeah. We're very nice at not murdering people on stream when we can anyway. Yeah, James definitely knows something. It's just a question of how accidentally helpful he is. No, for sure.
Actually, hold
Or
the fuck on.
or how delusional he's actually attempting to be. What's up?
I haven't looked at the shit he handed us over.
That's a good point. Have
Wait,
we
is it
actually
in
sent it?
It's not in our
I
inventory.
don't- Well, we technically were supposed to hand it over to the
Yeah,
telegraph.
but like,
Telegraph. The fact that this is... we got this is really distressing to me, including the ticket.
yes.
That's the other problem. Like, I wonder if there's... I can't see... Yeah, we have seen the time. We
Yeah.
did say that we were going to run long.
Yeah,
For a
we
bit.
started late. So
We did start late, so...
We'll probably what we'll do is just at least finish
Like,
this
finish
chunk.
this chunk and then go on. Because,
Yeah.
like, next week it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day
So
on
we
stream
can't
days, so we
stream.
can't stream. So we're going to try and do a little bit more
Mhm.
of this.
Yeah.
But thank you for checking.
Yeah.
He said much the same as you. He was very apologetic. Is this going to be an alibi for Mikitoba or Jigoku? Or could be condemning.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I brought all this upon myself. Bold of you to assume I don't have ludicrous
Yeah.
amounts of coffee in my system.
I've made multiple coffees today, and
Yeah.
then I had caffeinated
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper's. So...
Plus, like, fun fact about me, streaming is terrifying to me. So I have so much adrenaline coursing through my veins right now.
the moment I get off stream, I just fall asleep.
Yeah, she does.
like-
I'll be wired all
Yeah.
night. It's really irritating.
If I don't caffeinate the fuck out of me, I'll fall asleep around 9.
Yeah. Then I stream nights for me, I'm usually awake really late.
Yeah.
Which is why on the Wednesday I'm normally a little bit worse off than I
Yes.
was on the Tuesday.
Yeah. Please don't think like that.
Keeping it from Evie, my wife, all these years, I've carried such a sense of guilt. But that's not the worst of it. Over time, I obviously came to deceive myself as well.
You mean about your dismissal?
Looking back now, I'm beginning to think that perhaps Inspector Gregson didn't stumble across me by accident at all. I mean, he compensated me so generously for acting as his stand-in. He was clearly concerned for my well-being and doing what he could to help.
So perhaps Gregson knew exactly what had become of Mr. Vigil all along then. Yeah, we did all think that.
Yeah. I'm sure this is just desserts for 10 years of lies and deception, but it wasn't me that helped the professor escape 10 years ago. It wasn't me! I swear it! I swear it's true! Oh, Mr. Vigil.
I'm sure you'd rather not dredge up even more from your past at this time, but if possible, could you tell us exactly what really happened?
I want to. I need to get this all off my chest. I just want someone to tell me what I should have done.
I want to know about the prison escape,
Honestly,
actually.
yeah. No, it was at midnight on the 17th of June 10 years ago, and that was the time scheduled for the execution.
But the professor's execution never actually took place, did it?
Or rather, the execution itself must have been used to effect the plan of escape. I hardly dare to imagine what a chilling plan it was.
Berkeley was renowned for being the highest security prison in the country. Everything that went in or out of the place was searched multiple times. But there was one notable exception. Or rather, one notable loophole. Something that was never questioned.
I have a feeling I know what what that loophole was now. The coffins into which the bodies of the executed convicts were placed, correct?
Yes. Once the coroner had confirmed the death of a condemned convict, the body was taken in its coffin for immediate burial in Lowgate Cemetery,
Uh-huh.
just behind the prison.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So,
The coroner.
The
Uh-huh.
coroner. Oh!
Yeah. And the chief warder first had to sign the necessary papers. And after that, no member of staff was permitted to touch the coffin containing the body again. When executions took place, only the executioner and the coroner were permitted inside the chamber. I would wait in the adjacent room for word that the condemned convict was dead. And on that occasion, once I had that confirmation, I went into the mortuary to find a lone coffin, as usual. The procedure was that I would sign the paperwork having checked the coffin, then nail it shut. But for some reason that day, the coffin was already nailed shut. No! I didn't think anything of it at the time. I assumed that my deputy must have checked the coffin and nailed it shut before I arrived.
So, you mean the coffin contained...
Yes, I can only imagine that Asogi, having escaped his execution somehow, was alive inside the coffin. The coffin was then taken out through the main gates and deposited in Lowgate Cemetery. Presumably, there wouldn't have been enough air inside to breathe for long.
So, in the early hours following his burial, somebody dug up the coffin again to set Genshin free.
But in the end, he was fatally shot in the graveyard anyway. What on earth really happened in Lowgate Cemetery that night, I wonder?
Imagine having to suffer through all that just to get shot anyway.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks so bad.
I'm afraid I really don't know. All I can say with certainty are two things. Asogi couldn't possibly have escaped that way without help from somebody working in the prison. And that somebody was not me.
We need to look at, like, the head. The convict, Asogi. Obviously, you knew the man then. The professor, I mean. Genshin Asogi.
Yes, I remember him well, in fact.
Would you mind telling us what you know?
Well, having been condemned to death as he was, any contact I had with the man was short, obviously. After that trial, which was carried out behind closed doors, attended only by elite members of the judiciary, they called for his execution to be carried out at the earliest possible opportunity.
The outcome of the trial was set from the beginning, wasn't it?
It was a time of delicate diplomacy when Britain and Japan were in the process of signing an important treaty. That meant that this potentially destabilizing case had to be dealt with swiftly and discreetly.
The man had less than a week in total. As I was the chief warder, I oversaw his short stay in the cells until his final hour. I remember being struck deeply by his noble character and incredible resilience.
What do you mean exactly?
He was a killer of many men, allegedly, but he was always quiet and polite. He was a gentleman and a man of intellect. In fact, I couldn't bring myself to believe what he'd done, so I asked him one day. Those 5 members of the aristocracy whose lives were taken, were you really responsible?
I'm guilty of the unforgivable crime of ending another human's life, yes. Yeah, you killed Clint.
You killed Clint. The following day, the closed trial took place, and the verdict was no surprise.
Which also means, like, protecting from Zieks is even more noble in that scenario as well. But anyway, guilty.
Yeah, like that was definitely a confession to one person. Yeah, I refuse to believe he was the professor, though.
Yeah.
That night, when he was brought back to his cell, I saw something unusual.
Something unusual? What?
The last will and testament of Genshin Asogi.
Asogi's will.
As I said, it was on the night following his trial, after he'd been found guilty. I was doing the rounds of the cells, and when I looked into Asogi's, I noticed that he seemed to have a sheet of paper in his hand.
Ah, his last will and testament then, presumably.
You're surprised they would allow a will? Yeah, same, right? As soon as he noticed me, he hurriedly shoved it behind his back.
They weren't, clearly.
Yeah.
But why did you find that so unusual? Isn't it normal for a man to pen a will when he knows his death is nigh?
Yes, that's true, but there were special conditions to Asogi's incarceration, you see.
What sort of conditions?
Well, even though he was held in a cell designed for condemned inmates, he was allowed to keep his personal effects with him, with one exception.
Really? He was allowed to... Sorry, he was allowed his things? That's unusual, certainly.
Of course, he'd been convicted of killing 5 members of the aristocracy, but at the same time, he was a guest in our country from the Empire of Japan. The powers that be were determined that his final days shouldn't be needlessly uncomfortable.
And what was the exception you mentioned? To the personal effects he was allowed?
That's the point. He wasn't permitted to have writing materials. Specifically, no pens or paper.
So he was prevented from leaving any written record of what had happened to him.
Oh boy.
Yes, that was the long and the short of it. I've no idea where he obtained that paper. Any writing materials would have been confiscated from him upon his incarceration. As I said, he hid the paper behind his back and then he pleaded with me. What did you just hide behind your back?
Please, turn a blind eye. This is my lifeline.
Oh, but you know it's against the rules.
You're the only person who's seen. If you just agree to keep quiet.
Alright then, but what's on that paper?
A last will and testament. This will is the only weapon I have left now.
Somebody's got it then, potentially.
How can a will be a weapon?
Well, you know what they say, where there's a will, there's a way. So I decided to pretend I'd seen nothing, and I let him keep his will. But then later, it just seemed to vanish without trace.
What? What do you mean it vanished?
It would seem that isn't the end of the story of this mysterious will.
The will's disappearance.
I was the only person who saw Asogi's will,
But somehow it disappeared.
it was after Asogi's execution.
Which was actually an elaborate jailbreak.
The warders gathered up Asogi's possessions that were in his cell. They were all to be sent back to his family home in Japan, you see.
To poor Kazuma-sama.
And you're saying that it wasn't anywhere to be found among his personal effects? The will, I mean.
That's right, though I didn't search through them myself. But Governor Caden was livid. He was screaming, it cannot have disappeared completely.
That doesn't quite make sense though, does it?
Yeah, like, how did he know it was there if he didn't know it was there?
Exactly.
Right? Like, if he was the only person who knew it existed, how the hell did Barry Caden know it was...
Did you not think about this, mate? Did you not go like, well, how did he know? In what way?
Well, we'd understood that only Mr. Vigil was aware of the will's existence. In which case, how did the prison governor know to look for it?
Yes, you're right.
I really don't know how he knew. But it certainly seemed as though he knew of the will's existence from the outset. Only he didn't refer to it as a will. What he said was the Asogi papers.
The Asogi papers.
I really can't tell you anything of the subsequent events. Because, well, of what happened.
Your dismissal. And the way you blocked it all from your memory.
I'd forgotten all this until today. I don't suppose it's relevant to the case, though.
Yeah, if Suzato was born 150 years later, she'd be great defense lawyer. Oh, yeah, right. Well, anyway, thank you very much for sharing it with us, Mr. Vigil. We're very grateful. Okay, well, Oscar,
Did he rustle around in his papers in his room like that you aren't allowed to see or something? He did, didn't he? He really...
Inspector Gregson was obviously engaged in a special operation of some sort. He was investigating something that even Scotland Yard couldn't know about.
Details of the Reaper's marks, yes.
It was when he had to carry out those investigations that I would take his identification and impersonate him.
You'd pretend to be the inspector and carry out investigations on his behalf.
No, never. A common street peddler couldn't possibly carry out a proper police investigation. All I would do is go to the specified location and make a little hoo-ha.
Just a small one. Just a tiny one out of clay.
Sorry. Just something to leave an impression. So everyone there would think a detective called Gregson was here.
So that's what you were doing on the day prior to the incident?
No, I agree. With his masking skills, he absolutely could have actually impersonated him. Similar face shape, enough that he could have been quite believable if he tried.
Yeah.
Yes, he asked me to make an appearance at the park on Lime Street for the Red-Headed League event. So, as usual, I flashed the inspector's identification around and was very vocal about my presence.
But then you were taken prisoner by those red-headed fraudsters.
Yes.
So, you would always make a point of showing Gregson's identification and generally being loud.
That's what the inspector asked me to do, yes.
Well, that's one way of becoming a legendary detective, I suppose. Not a good one, though.
And as you know, I suffered this bruising around my neck at their hands. But the following day, they kept their word and released me.
Without returning the inspector's identification to you, however.
We had arranged to meet in the Fresno Street room at 5 that day, so I could report back to the investigator. The inspector even, sorry. But at the agreed time, that's when I heard the gunshot. I'm afraid there's really little more I can tell you. My wife, Evie, will be here shortly, so I do hope I don't appear rude, but...
No, not at all. Thank you again.
What will become of you now? Well, impersonating a police officer is a criminal offence, of course. I imagine that once I'm fully recovered, I shall be arrested.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be, please. This was all my own doing. I always knew that this day would come.
To be fair, actually, no, none of this was his doing, really.
I mean...
Like, he was kicked out of his job for doing absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah, true.
And then Gregson basically came and made him an offer that was too good to pass up.
Yeah.
So he could keep his wife and sons in the manner to which they had been accustomed.
Yeah.
And now, because of absolutely nothing under his control, ostensibly, he's been...
Yeah. No, it's a good point.
Found guilty. Like, none of this is his fault. He's really very much a victim in this.
Yeah.
And don't be silly, Vigil. Strong heart will disappear you. Yeah. That, also. He was hired by Gregson to impersonate him anyway. Yeah, exactly. Like, is it really that much of a crime? I mean, I feel like it's maybe less of a crime.
Yeah.
If a police officer actually tells you, hey, go and impersonate me. I mean, still a crime.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like there should be leeway, maybe, there.
Yeah.
A job is a job. Yeah. I feel sorry for this guy, actually. Really sorry for him.
Well, I wish you well. Goodbye, Mr. Vigil.
Seems like Mr. Minosuke is getting tired, huh?
Oh!
Before you go, there's just one thing.
Oh, yes? What is it?
The Asogi papers. I'd be very grateful if you'd make no mention of the things I told you about them.
Presumably for some good reason.
It's my understanding that their very existence is a closely guarded secret. If it became known that I'd remembered, well, it could be rather troublesome, I think.
I understand. Some sort of will that Genshin Asogi penned just before his death, which the man himself claimed was his last weapon. I wonder, perhaps it had something to do with his plan to escape. If there's anyone who might know more about that document that Kazuma's father left behind.
It would be Mr. Vigil's governor. Then we know precisely where we must go. Back to Barclay Prison.
Yep.
And this poor man is like, please don't talk about it.
Oh, really?
I was like,
Cool,
yeah, sorry,
won't
it
talk
will be
about
relevant and made public probably soon. I am very sorry for your loss.
Well, at least he seems to be on the mend.
You know, his disguise as Mr. Gossip was really quite masterful, wasn't it?
I can't remember anything about it except for the floppy lip.
I imagine not even his wife would have recognized him.
Perhaps, but did he really have to take it quite so far? Well, I like how we had this really serious conversation, like dramatic music. Oh, please don't let anybody know, and then regular cheery investigation music plays. On that note,
On
yes,
this regular cheery investigation. Yeah,
Exactly,
I'm
just after
genuinely
we-
so upset that we didn't get to use our new stream.
I am sorry.
assets.
I legitimately, we're running late, so I could use everything.
Yeah, but it's ready for tomorrow. Hopefully, hopefully it won't be until. I mean, it will be tomorrow that we get back into the courtroom. Hopefully, we're not going to have to wait until the week after next.
I think we're just about to get the very last chunk of the investigation
It
before we get
seems
back
that
to the
way because we're
courtroom.
doing the whole like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tomorrow,
Yes.
hopefully,
Sometime
as long as everything goes
after-
well.
Yeah,
Sometime around 8-ish.
Yeah.
And we'll aim to do as long as we need to.
Don't say that.
As long as we need to. I said as long as we need to. That could be 10 minutes.
Yes, fine. Fine.
We'll aim to make it
Yeah.
a decent chunk anyway. Possibly not as long as tonight. I don't know.
We'll see.
It's been a pleasure. You must stop making window drapes and sleep before your eyes glaze over. I can't think of a good one. But don't forget to take off your sash before you sleep. Okay.
I'll let you just do your outro.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say again, just in case I forget to say it tomorrow. Next week, no stream.
No.
And the week after that, we'll be aiming to stream on the Wednesday,
Yeah,
which
but
is
if-
New Year's Day.
But if it's horrid and we're exhausted, we won't
Yeah,
be.
like potentially there is a chance that we might not do streams for 2 weeks, for which I apologise, but we are attempting to do the New Year's Day one,
Yeah.
the 1st of January.
Yeah.
And make sure you turn the switch off.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I do turn it off on the regular.
Yeah, definitely it goes off,
Yeah.
but on like sleep mode.
Also, that wasn't actually
It doesn't
the
just
switch.
sit. Yeah, no, I think it
I
was
think
actually
that was
the
actually-
capture card.
Yeah, I think it was the capture card not playing nice with a tab that I'd left open in Firefox.
Yeah, it's just so weird that it didn't affect the music, but I guess.
I think just the graphics were just chugging.
Will we announce it at some point? Yeah.
Yes.
If we are
On the
around
day
doing
itself.
it on New Year's Day, yes, we'll try to.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we'll do. I mean, we'll be streaming tomorrow, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then otherwise it'll be when you stream and when you don't. I really don't want to miss this case. Yeah, we'll. Yeah.
Unless I basically,
I know you're at a Christmas party tomorrow. I mean, I hope you have a fun time. But I'm
Oh.
so huh?
Well, wait, you can check the
Yeah,
VoD.
you can catch up on the VoD. We'll think of you.
Yeah, we have VoDs.
I'll make a couple of window jokes for you. Just like if you want to give me any puns that you want me to work in beforehand, I'll make a point of working them in
Yeah.
for you. Fancy Pants Company one in London.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I don't know. That's either like I hope you have fun territory, or oh, I'm so sorry if you're lost territory.
Yeah, there's nothing in between.
There's
there.
nothing in between. No. Like one of our friends was telling us about her company Christmas party where they hired singing waiters,
God.
and they were like surprise singing waiters. They like apparently faked a like, oh, this guy's leaving to go on, what is it, like, what's the thing he called? Britain's Got Talent or something like
Yeah,
that?
I
One of
think
those
so.
shows.
Like, or yeah.
And then they just start singing, and apparently normally they have like an argument and then burst into song, and that just sounds so stressful. Last few years in a row, there's been at least one complaint raised for sexual harassment at these parties.
Oh.
So yay, officer! That sounds wonderful. The fact that
Oh.
it has lasted multiple years, that's brilliant, isn't
Ugh.
it? Just what you need. That's so gross. Like, yeah. Well, good luck with that. You'll be in our thoughts and prayers.
Yes.
Last party, someone actually got sacked on the spot. Well, maybe the fuck around and find out has actually taught people that they maybe shouldn't be. Who am I kidding? No, office parties. They never go well, do they?
No,
And nobody even learns.
I've banned as much from the Christmas parties from my old job as I possibly can, because I inevitably, like, I had like oh wow,
Yeah.
sleep well, Candudos.
I don't know where Borehamwood is.
No. But yeah, inevitably I'd have like the 50-year-old hitting on the early 20-year-old. This is a woman hitting on a young lad.
Gross.
So people thought it was charming
Ha,
and
ha, ha,
haha,
ha. Yeah.
funny.
Fucking hell.
And it was so creepy because the dude had only been with the company for like a couple of months. And he didn't know what to do.
No, understandably.
I was like-
God, that's horrid.
That was horrid.
Sorry for keeping you up late again, Doodle.
Yes.
That's
Typical,
the one
isn't
time
it?
we run over.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
kind of banned it from my mind as well, because
That's so
like also the poor guy, like he worked up north normally, and we were like further down south. So
even better.
they'd come over from time to time, and like get harassed like that. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's cool.
that's wonderful. Yeah, you
Yeah.
take a trip over to the
Yeah.
southern office,
Yeah.
and suddenly,
Yeah.
boom.
Anyway.
Gross. Well, then.
Yay! Office drama.
Yeah, love
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll hopefully be back.
Oh. it. Should be starting around 8 our time, which is 9 o'clock in Europe.
Yeah.
And I don't know what time it is the rest of the world, but you know. So, thanks for coming to our stream. Don't forget, keep the cart in your heart. That's all I've got for today. If the venue has internet, you may drop in. We will welcome you. Always follow the Kobold motto. Live, laugh, loot, objection! And until next time, we hope you'll be well. Good night.
Night night.